And good evening, folks, and welcome to BSTV. Oh, I can hear myself on the YouTube channel. That's off-putting. That's for certain. And welcome to season 20 TCR Challenge Cup here in week 3, rounds 5 and 6 at Montreal, a sprint feature. I am Pete Bingham, and with me in the booth, it's one of those things where that you're the minority in the majority company. I can say that, Jay. The massively famous Jay Corley is in the booth and making everything very much more fashionable. Good evening, Jay.
Good evening, Pete. How are you doing today?
Oh, I am doing very well. I'm doing much better than I was last week. Last week I was hanging out of my bottom, wasn't feeling very good at all, and hoping for a much better night tonight. And all the better for having you in the booth with me. I have to say, I've just finished watching you coming second in an official race at Rudskogen. You did really well there. You were absolutely hunting that guy down at the end. Just didn't have enough laps left.
Yeah, unfortunately, he was given one of those great for hot lapping, not so much for racing. Unlike today's track, which we're going to see a lot of good racing, a lot of good lunges, and if it's anything like the first couple of rounds we've had in the season, plenty of action as well at the same time.
Yeah, hopefully so. It's been a rough and tumble season so far as we are here at Montreal, circuit Gilles Villeneuve, or as myself and Gary once heard somebody say, Gilles Villeneuve, which I think was. Oh yeah, that was good. It was a funny day, funny day. 29-degree track, so balmy. In Montreal terms. Just have a look at this though, Jay. You're not allowed to say anything. Let me get rid of that a second, and let me click on this, and let me scroll. Oh right, we're here. Look, we're looking at wetness.
Ooh.
Yeah, and lots of it.
Ooh.
Not just yet, but later on. Later on.
I do love a good Canadian race in the wet.
Absolutely, it's almost.
I can't remember. I can't remember a boring one.
No, exactly. It's going to be great. Just don't tell any of the racers. I'm hoping they've not noticed.
I'll keep my mouth shut this time, I promise.
Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, it's we are not at Rudskogen, obviously. We are in Canada. That's somewhat different in many different ways. This is a massively wide track. That is a very, very tight track, as I was watching Jay going round before. This one's got a million places to overtake, really, hasn't it, Jay? There's lots of long straights into, dead stop corners, really, and therefore lots of overtaking opportunities.
Oh, absolutely. And the chicanes here, they may look quite cute and cuddly to the eye, but if you get those wrong, especially in a league like this, it'll be like getting chased by a swarm of bees, but the good kind in that they're VTECs and they're whatever hot engines the Hyundais and the very few in the Audis would be carrying on them instead.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah, that's class. That's a great way of describing it. So let's have a quick look at what happened last time. Wobbly won both races, much to my disappointment. And let's have a look at what the standings are doing. So pro standings, it's not got him on the top spot, not yet anyway. If you let your eyes stray towards the right, Jay, not that we should, but that does put him in the lead with drop points accounted for. But at the minute, Stephen Walker is at the moment, what's that, 33 points ahead, 43 points ahead of Wobbly, who is in turn a good number of points ahead of Pete Newman. Then we got Rene Earhart for the Cutting Corny fans out there. Casper Smirnoff rounds out the top 5, and Sambly is the only other point scoring pro driver so far this season, but he's only raced 1 week, and we are only in week 3, Jay. So this one's wide open right now, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Like you say, we're so early in the season, and who knows what could be happening, whether it's any absences going on, and all it takes is one bad second race, as we saw with Wally himself in Monza, and it could completely flip some parts of that table. Nobody wants to be finishing outside of that top 3 in any of the races this season, especially with such a great opportunity to get perhaps add to their championship collection, or maybe even we can get a first timer in this season.
Well,
all up for grabs.
Yeah, I've fancied Pete Newman for a championship, and well, I won't admit to it obviously publicly, but kind of fancied Wobbly as the fastest driver never to have won the series, which used to be the moniker of Spencer McCarthy until he did win it. So Wobbly really is struggling against the tide, isn't he? He's a bit of a disappointment, isn't he? Just agree with me. Agree with me. You know, it makes me feel better.
I will make you feel better, and I will agree. Please, nobody clip that and put that out of context. Thank you.
Awesome stuff.
Lawyers will get involved.
Yeah. Hopefully they will. It'll make my life more interesting. Right, Pro-Am series. Look at that. Jamie Wilson. He has driven more races in BSTV than anybody else ever.
What a record. What a record.
And about time that he was popping the top spot in any of our series. And again, if you let your eyes stray to the right, he's still on the top spot, which is brilliant. It's very good. And great to see Stefan there. He, again, has been here almost from the start of this series when it was GT4 racing as well as TCRs. Stefan Goebel was right up there. And it's great to see him back in that top couple of places. And then Freddie Van Eekhoven, who usually has the wheels that are turning at the other end of the car, he's in third place there, ahead of Dirk Crowther and Dietmar Hoos. This is framing up to be the most competitive of the series so far. I like this Pro-Am series. It's got breadth and depth, I think. Jay, you look at the names going down there, all the way down, Tom Woodcock, Tony Walker, JB Dejay. There's something in there for just about everybody, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's even crazier to think that you've only got about 20 points, really, separating any of them in the top 10. I'm looking at the current practice times, and it's a different order to what you see on the standings right now. It's my favourite, my favourite standings this season. My favourite part of BSTV TCR to be watching right now. Any of them can win this, and I'm not even using it as a cliche. Literally, any of them can do it. All it takes is just a little bit of consistency. You don't even have to win every single race to keep yourself at the top of this championship. It's so topsy-turvy, and it's not just great for us commentating it, but also the viewers as well, and those are legally taking and giving out bets as well.
Yeah, and Alan Toon's got it about right on there. Renee is doing a great job. He really is. I've got good money on a cutting corny decent finish, either in significant races this season or overall. And Renee is right up there. So let's have a look at the AM class. Daniel Lewis at the top of this at the moment. David Ayres in second place. Paul Hurley, who's got his fan club in the chat, is in third for Blade Design's Just an Average Sim Racer. And again, at the minute, fairly close. They're in danger of letting Daniel Lewis disappear off into the sunset. And where is he in practice at the minute? Daniel Lewis. Where is he in practice at the minute? Is he even in the session? I don't think he's in tonight's session. He is.
Daniel Lewis, he is.
Yeah.
He's only just leading the way by less than looks like about 4/100ths from Mr. Goebel at the moment.
Yeah, that's about as tight as a duck's bum, submarine door. Pick your analogy, folks. But yeah, it's close. And I think I was talking last week about him running away with it. I think he got a really good toe in the qualifying session, and again in the practice session, and again in the qualifying session, and that really threw me. He did well overall. Don't get me wrong, but he's in good company. Let's put it that way. Who's your money on in this series? In the AM class, have you got someone in there that could really make a difference? Do you think?
I think at the moment this is Daniel's to lose. He's already put in some good results. He got an incredibly good position at Monza on the first week of the season, getting into the reverse grid, which for any AMs, no matter who you are, is an absolute lifesaver for the second race. And Yeah, it's I think more of a question for Mr. Lewis is at the moment is can he stay in AM until the end of the season to win it, or
Yeah.
will he end up beating some of those pros as well? He definitely has the
Wow.
potential to. He's been doing very well in officials
He
over the
has.
last few weeks. Not to dob you in or anything, Daniel, but
Yeah,
whoops.
yeah. I think he wants a certificate for sure, and he's going to get one. I think if he stays where he is. I think those top three names, maybe top four names, will be in that top four order in some order all the way through the season. I think we're going to be watching this one very very closely. Let's have a look at the teams then, Jay. Hydros Geodesic at the moment stretching their legs. Your previous team, Result X Pure Sims, in good hands, don't get me wrong, with Pete and Michael, but they're having to stave off two previous champions and the person that I said was the fastest person never to win. It's going to be a tall challenge for Result X and for Cutting Corny and for Blade Designs to take it to Geo this season, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, we are only in the third week of the season, but already the gap and the quality of all three of those drivers, it's undeniable that they were going to be the team to beat right at the beginning, and already 199 points in front. We've got to hope for some sort of drive to survive drama or something like that, or some sort of inter-team bust up. Not that I'm going to go
Wobbly's
in there
in
and
that team, so that's going to happen at some point, right?
yeah, I might have to spread some rumors,
Do it.
and for the good of for the good of the league, for the good of the team's league.
Yeah, get it done, get it done. Right, driver of the meeting, the most sought after trophy. Well, second most sought after trophy. I'll come to the most sought after in a minute. Jamie Wilson at the top of this one at the moment. I think both of those votes are mine. Daniel Lewis in second with Tom Woodcock, Casper Smirnoff for company. All very, very, worthy candidates for those votes. That one's still in its infancy. We won't talk too much about that just yet. And then the most coveted trophy, the Safe Driver Award, Sir Alan's Safe Driver Award. Sir Alan's been on the chat saying Renee's doing a great job and they're playing our music. We really are. But Dale Bennison has floated to the surface of this. So he's only done one race week, but he's got no incidents. 459 corners turned, and then look at that, Jay. Daniel Lewis. Not only is he the best of the AM class in points wise, but he's the best of everybody who's turned all laps so far. 756. And he's only got 5 incidents across the piece.
Yeah, that's. I mean, we were talking last week when we found out after that Monza race that Derek had 0. They've both dipped into their go faster tokens, but it's both of them as together as a team, just driving really cleanly, really nicely. In Daniel's case, getting some really good results as well, and Derek just they both completely deserve to be in the top 3, and Dale as well. You know, despite being just 1 week, showing that he can come in. Admittedly, wasn't one of the quicker ones on the track, but if you can keep it safe and keep having good battles with people, then it's all you can ask for, really, isn't it?
It really is. And given the fact that he's been away from racing for quite a long time, he's done a fantastic job of getting around the track last week. I don't think he's in the session this week. I'm not seeing it. Oh no, he is. Oh my God, he's doing all right actually. He's out in practice in qualifying at the minute, so that's good. So hopefully he'll have another successful week like last week. So that's enough of that. Let's go back to the footage. And we are in qualifying, folks. I'll remind everybody of what happens in this league. So we tonight will face, after this qualifying session, a 20-minute sprint race where I feel like I'm fighting over the sound tonight. Let me just turn iRacing down ever so slightly. There we go. And do a bit of this as well. There we go. Right, okay. So we've got a 20-minute race, 30% fuel, no necessary need for a pit stop. However, that does change in the second race. So we will reverse the top 15 for the second race, which is a 40-minute not a feature race, not an endurance, but a feature. And everybody will go out and it's pretty much expected that everybody will need to pit unless anybody's doing some major fuel saving, which has happened on other tracks in other seasons. And we'll have to see who can manage fuel better than others. They kept us guessing last week, and it was a nail-biting situation. There were battles everywhere, so yes, we are not quite as populated as we were the previous season, but it has not detracted from the racing whatsoever, has it, Jay? Last week was just eyeballs out trying to spot everything going on because there was so much going on.
Absolutely, and we apologise in advance for anyone's battles that we did miss out, but there was just so much going on in the track, and even though it is a little bit more compact than other seasons, the action is still 100% there.
Yeah, I agree. It's drama all the way through at the moment. Can be a tricky old circuit, says Valentine. Absolutely. And he's shouting for Dale Bennison, so let's get our cameras on Dale for a minute. Where is Dale? Dale. He's not out on track at the minute. He's in the pits at the moment. Sorry. There's other more exciting things going on. So, yeah. Timing tower in the left. Whoa, what is that? Fiona did a brilliant job of avoiding that, I have to say.
Michael Hall.
That was Michael Hall, one of your ex-teammates. Or in the team that you relinquished. That's the way I'm wording it anyway. Why is Sam Blees not in a paint? What's going on? This happened last week, didn't it? Has he just not uploaded, I guess? Right, okay. So if your racer is with blue banners and blue number boards, folks, that means they're a pro driver. In the top set, the fastest drivers, we assume. If they have white numbers, it means they have not been a previous champion of this series. But if they are in yellow, like they are with Sam Blees here, and like they are with Stephen Walker here, that means they're an ex-previous winner, or current previous winner, but not these guys, not this case, of this series, or a series which has involved these TCRs. If they are, again, blue and white, like I said, they are pro driver, as in the case of Kasper Smirnoff, but he's not won the championship, so he's in white. Writing. If you go to someone like Stefan, he is a pro-am driver. Green boards and green banner in the windscreen. He's a pro-am driver. Again, if we had one that had won a previous series, we used to have Chris Needham in this particular category. Then he would have a yellow writing, but Stefan and all the others tonight in the Pro-Am series have white. And then if we look further down still, let's have a look at Paul Hurley here in that wonderful paint scheme of blade designs by Just an Average Sim Racer. Then you will see it's orange number boards, orange banners, black writing, and if they had won a series previously, they would have yellow writing as well, but there are none of those in this series at the minute. Hopefully we will get one. I do think, Jay, that this is one of those seasons where we may see a Pro-Am driver winning races, possibly even up there for the season victory. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that's possible, or do you think that the pro category is too strong?
It's still a very strong pro category, but you know what, I do love a good underdog story. Miracles can happen, and I don't see why not this season. It's the best possible time, I think, in recent seasons that a Pro-Am's had a chance to do this. So I mean, with the certain splishing and splashing later potentially happening, it could cause all sorts of chaos.
It could, you're right. And what car is your preference in TCR? Which one does it for you the best? Is it the Elantra? Because I've seen you drive a few now. Is it the Elantra? Is that your baby?
I would probably say it's definitely the Honda.
Oh, the Honda. 100% right,
the Honda.
okay.
Yeah, the Honda is my weapon of choice. It's the car that got me into TCR, and it's just fun to drive because you can sort of throw it around a little bit more, and it'll be a bit more forgiving. It doesn't like a curb though, unlike the Hyundai's. But,
right.
I'd go Honda 9 out of 10 times.
Okay, so from the most famous person I know, it's I'm not joking. It's Honda, folks. Right, let's jump on board with Renee, and when we get round to the start of the lap, if you can talk us through what you'd be expecting to do here at Montreal. I know it's not Rudskogen. I know it's this is the champion's choice, folks. This is Miguel's punishment for everybody. I love this track. I really like this track. I've had some good races around here. I've had some absolute nightmares around here as well. But we are approaching the start of the lap. Hopefully, Renee is going to stick with it as we approach the last chicane in Champions Corner. So I'll hand over to you, Joe, if that's all right, and you can talk us through how you would approach a lap.
No worries. So, providing that you don't accidentally smash yourself into the wall of Backfire, that's what it's going to be called for the rest of the evening for me. Sticking to the right-hand side, and Rene's deciding to not do it. Oh, he's thrown us off.
I know.
He's thrown a herring.
Commentator's curse. Right, let's go for Samuel of Blees. Is he going to keep us going?
Please, Sam, do it. Do it for the...
Yeah, he's going.
He is going for it. So, at the start of most Formula Ones, this is where you're going to be seeing the most incidents right at the start. You do want to try and control your car a little bit tighter into that one. You can use quite a lot of the road onto the exit. You're looking at just before the one board to get yourself in. You can cut these chicanes quite a bit, but don't go too soon, or else you're going to end up tapping the wall just there. That's not a bad one, but there's been worse instances there. Hugging the wall and braking quite early. You can mount these chicanes again. More patience is needed, because unlike most tracks, if you get a bit too wide here on the exits, you're not greeted by grass or kitty litter. It's unfortunately this hard stiffness of a thick wall. Just under the bridge is where you're going to be braking for yet another chicane, slightly different curbing on this one as well, and once again you've got to watch out for the wall onto the exit. These walls do really come at you 100 miles an hour. If you don't concentrate and respect the track, it's definitely not going to respect you back. Then onto this tight hairpin. I can't pronounce that name in French.
No,
I know
don't do it.
I know a little bit of je ne sais quoi, but this is not a French lesson today, folks. As we go down to the final long straight before the wall of Backfire, this is where we're going to see a lot of fight or flights. By that I mean, do you have the balls to dive it in on the inside and make the move stick, or are you going to give way? You're going to have a lot of people trying your luck just here, and great rewards come if you can get the move pulled off.
Brilliant lap of Montreal from Jay Corley there, with some small amount of help from Sam Blees. That has possibly secured Sam of that particular provisional pole. Let's see if he can keep the pole to the end. The only person that's going to wrestle that from him is heating his tyres up, apparently. What the hell? So the practice performance from Wobbly hasn't translated to his qualifying lap time, Jay. That often happens, though, doesn't it? It depends on traffic. It depends on conditions. It can, there's a whole raft of things that can change your practice and qualifying performances.
Oh, absolutely. This is actually a track where I was expecting to see a lot more people trying to get that slipstream in, but everyone is quite spread out, quite a bit across the track, and that's actually going to help some of the faster guys, the people who are in pro, to keep their places towards the top. We're not going to have a shock grid just like in Monza just yet by the looks of it. But yeah, you could be quick in practice. Temperatures change, which means braking points change, lines change, and some adapt to it better than others. And Sam's leading the way on it so far.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know whether Wobbly's trying or not to improve his time. We'll know as soon as he gets through Sector 1. Only 3 sectors on this track, folks. Even though it's quite a long lap, 1 minute 46 we'll call it, it's only got 3 sectors on it, which is unusual.
Wobbly has just set the quickest first sector.
Has he? Oh, okay.
Yes, with Pete Newman, the quickest second, and a personal best on his first.
Right, let's see what goes on here. So it might not be fully secure. Sam Blees is off track now, in pit road. Wobbly's got a toe, but whether that toe becomes an obstruction or not, I'm not sure. He'd have to be in good comms with Paul Hurley there to try and get in on the inside of him, and he has done that. So maybe that hasn't held him up. Let's see. According to my screen, he's done the fastest sector 2 as well.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, he's by the looks of it so far 7/10 quicker than Pete's current lap.
Wow. Right, and Pete is in the
But
pits.
Pete has
Pete's in the
jumped into
pits.
the pits.
Yeah, so that's done for him. He's not going to get a lap now. These are heat races, folks, as Wobbly comes through that final chicane. Avoids the wall. Always a good start.
Close.
It was, but he's gone direct for the line, which is not what you would do if you were on a normal lap. You would take the sweeping left to right, and he's done it. He's done it. That was a good lap.
Fantastic lap.
Yeah, spectacular. What's that, 1200? Yeah.
Yep, pretty much. Yep. As close as I thought we were going to get in this session, so it's still up for grabs on the first race, especially with Pete just behind Sam and Wobbly as well. So that's going to be an interesting dynamic. But Stephen in fourth at the moment. That's once again Pete's sort of in the hornet's nest. But he does have the ability to definitely get something from this.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, we're going to grid, folks. So I'm gonna pick a driver. I'm gonna press. Oh, look at the sky, Jay.
That's a lovely shade of dismal disappointment.
It really is. Right, I'm just gonna extend gridding. Hopefully that's worked. I'm just gonna do that. Yeah, that's good. Right, so Wobbly will lead us away. Similar to last week, actually, for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing. Sam Please will be on the front row next to him, his teammate. Paul Newman, what? He's a musician. Pete Newman will go off in third.
Second most famous person you know.
No, you're still you're still the first. Stephen Lucky Wucky Walker will go off in fourth place. Fifth will be Casper Smirnoff. Good qualifying from him. Jamie Wilson off sixth. Excellent qualifying from Jamie. Seventh will be Michael Hall. Renee will go off eighth. Ninth will be Tony Walker. 10th will be Pete Van Gool, PVG. Pieman will go off 11th. Stefan will go off 12th. 13th will be, if I can press the right button, Jaden Scotton. Dietmar Hoos will go off 14th. 15th will be Demis, even Tigjalar. Freddie Van Eekhoven will go off 16th. 17th will be Jura. Deck Crowther off 18th. 19th will be Anthony Hilton. What is wrong with me tonight? Nothing absolutely unusual. Christian Kramer will go off 20th. JB DeJay will go off 21st. Silas Goebel 22nd. 23rd will be Chris Dixon. Daniel Lewis will go off 24th. 25th will be Paul Hurley. 26th will be Fee. Andy Little will go off 27th. And Dale Bennison will go off 28th tonight. I need to sort my brain out because something's not quite wired right. But that's not new, is it really, folks? We are waiting on a couple of drivers, as we always are. We are waiting for Sam Please to join the circuit. Let's just have a look over here. Where are we going? Let's go and have a look at this. He's on the circuit now, so we should start seeing lights changing shortly. Oh, that's a good view, but we're not going to see much from that particular angle. Oh, they're all rear facing, apart from this one. Right, here we go, folks. When the lights go out, we will go racing at Montreal. We're gone. That looks pretty good all the way down the field, to be honest. Looking at that, at least. Right, let's have a look at the front runners. And Sam Blees has taken his teammate to task and may end up with the lead here, Jay.
Yeah,
he's
a
done
little
it.
nudge from Stephen to Pete Newman as well has made it a Geo top 3 at the moment. But anything can happen.
Oh.
It's getting even closer.
Oh, that was close, wasn't it?
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of close calls with that wall, and every single lap, not just the first one. The exit of every single chicane is going to be an adventure for some people if they're going too wide, that's for sure.
Look how many cars are too wide going into this chicane. Good grief.
And it's all been relatively clean so far as well, which is even better. Look at that, it's still a complete full grid, pretty much within a straight of each other.
Yeah.
Anthony Hilton looking for a move on the inside as well, and
Done
he's
it.
going to get that done.
Yeah, that's nice.
Go watch out for the curbs there in the Audi, but Anthony just making it look so easy, so easy.
Yeah, that was lovely. Very nicely done. Jamie Wilson still, was the top car in Pro-Am. Oh,
That's a Geo kart.
Yeah. What was going on there? That was Stephen Walker backing everybody up. And now they're all fanned out. 3 wide. What's going on here?
Getting a bit close.
That was Casper.
Getting a bit closer and 3 wide into the last gain.
No, they are not going to do this. Casper saw sense.
Very widely.
Yeah.
Very wisely.
Ooh.
Getting out there and steering a little bit of nudge into the wall there.
Oh,
keep it
what
going.
is he doing? Would you call that blocking or not?
Is passionate racing at the moment.
Jay Corley and the Diplomacy Bible is out, folks.
I learned that from a lot of my South American friends on the service. And move on.
That's brilliant.
And one of the cars at the back, one of the German cars needs spinning.
Who was that? Stefan? Oh, Stefan, no. How did he manage to thread that gap? I mean...
But there is another accident.
Is there?
Yep.
Oh, really?
A little tap just there. It looked like it was one of the cutting corny crew getting spun at the end there.
Is that
by the looks of it, we're all carrying on.
Yeah.
So it may have just been a case of put your foot on the pedal if you're going sideways and recontrol the car. And surprisingly, everybody is still going and still fighting.
Still fighting everywhere. We'll have another look at the Stefan situation in a minute.
Stefan has towed.
Yeah, he's had to, I think. There wasn't much left of the car.
Well, it looked like some wheel damage there, and trying his best to control it, keep off the track, but with one less wheel, these have a mind of their own.
Yeah, we're 2 by 2 here. This is Jamie Wilson and Carl Hardy, Jaden Scotton and Freddie Van Eekhoven. Door to door all the way down. Right, Freddie's dropped in behind Jaden now, and Carl's dropped in behind Jamie. I don't think that's the end of this by any means. This is going to go on for a while. Over the curbs they go. Oh. Right, so
I always clench every time I see the group of cars going towards Wall of Backfire. It's thrilling.
It's thrilling. I love it. Right, let's have a look at what's going on here with. Right, he got ushered off the track by Carl Hardy, and then broken rear suspension. No amount of braking is going to help you there, I don't think, Jay.
No, once you've lost a wheel, that car it does have a mind of its own sometimes.
Total passenger. So that was a Carl Hardy generated situation. Right, so at the front, Sam Blees is still the race leader over Wobbly, the pole man. Then we got Pete Newman. Good grief. Pete. Hang on.
Slow down for Sam Blees.
Yes. Yeah, good call. Well spotted.
That's just allowed Wobbly. Sam will probably take this ultra wide, get a nice straight exit. Hopefully that clears the slowdown there. If not, he's going to have to lift on a long straight. Last place you really want to be lifting, but it has been cleared, and he can carry on along his way. But now Pete's going to have the momentum. He's going to catch up. And I think Sam still has enough to keep away from Pete here. But
look at Wobbly's lead, though.
Yeah.
2 seconds.
Wobbly's going to be laughing again.
Yeah.
He's laughing so much lately. I know you hate it, but
I know it's against my religion to support that. But anyway, right, let's go back to Pete Newman in 3rd place, Renee in 4th, leading the charge of everybody else. Stephen Walker seems to have sorted out whatever's going on there, and then he's got a whole gaggle of cars behind him. You can see them all here. It's just a mess. Tony Walker making his way through nicely, actually. He's maintained his grid position. Pete Van Gool, just ahead, is up 4 places from his start place, as is Renee Earhart, 2 cars in front of him. They are the most forward-moving cars in the field, Jay. I think they've benefited from other people's misfortunes.
Absolutely. Rene with an absolutely fantastic start there for the cutting corner TCR team. At the moment, he'll be looking to try and get any positive places that he can in the hopes that anybody from the top three will slip up, because Rene is going to be very keen to grab that podium just there. And PVG, once again, finds himself right at the top of the Pro-Ams, just in front of Michael Hall. I'm sure that'll be a battle that may end up brewing towards the end of this race as well, both as fast as each other in certain parts of the circuit.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, we've still got Daniel Lewis towards the bottom, leading the way for the AMs, but it's not all. It's not by a large margin. It's one of those that even, like we saw with Sam Blees, as Sam Blees actually retakes the lead, back in front for the lead. So I wonder if Wobbly has let him go there.
I would think not.
Unless there's been another slowdown. I must have missed that one.
Let me scroll. Wobbly kneecaps past Sam Blees. Ah, there we go. It's just no. That's Stephen Walker. Ignore that. Ignore what you're looking at. There we go. This is the one.
That's Stephen Walker getting past Rene though. He does go up into fourth place.
Let's have a look at this. Let me go to find Wobbly. Wobbly's on the go slow already. Look, he's on a slowdown. He's burning it off. So that's balanced it up, really, hasn't it?
Let's hope all the whispers that I've sent to both of them saying that the other person said this about them.
Yeah.
And let's see if we finally get that bit of inter-team drama.
Oh, that was JB Dejay into the wall.
Every time.
Oh.
It's one of the worst sounds you want to hear in a race when you're behind the wheel. But it's the best sound in the world if you're a car in front or a car behind.
Yeah.
And you hear the other car crunching into the wall like that.
Oh, and there's somebody with a slowdown there, is it? I thought Chris Dixon was on a slowdown, but he's not. He just took a different line.
DJ has lost a place to Daniel Lewis, so Daniel getting a car between him and Chris Dixon.
Oh, good point.
Yeah, great chance for Daniel to try and get away now. Is that him making a move on Christian?
He was looking.
Yeah.
And he's going to get this done.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, wow.
And there's no slowdown, so I just wonder if Christian just having a big load of trouble.
Yeah.
He's not lost too much pace here, but now he's got on the same class, DJ, right behind.
JB is going to pop out here, you would think, at the end of this straight. It's too inviting. That Elantra should have a good toe on that Honda, and JB's not going to go for it.
No, JB going for a cleaner exit. Maybe you can get him on the first corner. Meanwhile, we do have Rene still within 2.5 tenths of Stephen Walker as well. So that could be something that happens and brews during this lap. There's a lot of really close battles going on at the moment right here. This is probably the closest with multiple cars, but there's always a battle somewhere upon this grid, and that's fantastic about this league and race.
Yeah,
Lots of Jamie Wilson catching up to Tony Walker as well, about 3 tenths away there. So if anybody makes a mistake at all, like, we're going to be there. And that's a great exit from Jamie.
Yeah.
To the point that he's got to decide now, is he going to play chicken with Tony, or is he going to look for the better exit? Going to put Tony under a little bit of pressure. Going for the outside. He's going to get this, though. Second half of that chicane.
Oh!
Both going to be side by side. The Audi power is going to power Jamie through. Tony still has the inside to defend this.
Can he slot in, or is Carl Hardy going to get in there or not? So side by side into the big hairpin here. Jamie needs to cut back across the back of that Honda if he can.
Yeah, I think Carl did enough there to distract Jamie and keep that space to Tony there. But Audi power is going to be at work here. Just how confident does Jamie feel in this last chicane with the bumpy sausage curves in an Audi up against a Honda that's going to have very similar problems if they end up going side by side? And it looks like he's got the job done. It's a great bit of advertisement for a result there. I'm hoping that we're going to get some commission from that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get myself a reflective vest.
That was brilliant overtaking there from Jamie Wilson, I have to say. That was excellent work. Nicely done.
Yeah, it looks like Theo's gone out a little bit as well. Stefan Goebel in front of them, so
Oh,
I
yeah.
wonder if there's a little bit of an accident a bit earlier in the race with that one as well.
Yeah, this is
Be
what happens to
interesting
Fee.
to. Yeah,
Oh, right, that's the Wall of Champions?
yeah. Water Backfire claims another.
Yeah, that's what happened there. So after, and it's in a painful place, that isn't it? It's after the pit lane entry. So you either nurse it round for an entire lap or reset the car. It's neither is a good prospect, really, is it?
No, absolutely not. You're right, and the length of toes is quite painful in the first place anyway. So to have it that close with no way to even cut across the pits and get in and just take a penalty instead, it's yeah, it's not ideal by any stretch.
No, and Sam Blees has managed to get himself a 2.5 second lead over Wobbly, who's now floated back towards Pete Newman, which is probably not in the plan, I would think.
No, I still have belief at this stage of the race that we are going to see
Oh
Sam
my
Wobbly
God.
1, 2.
Oh,
People
don't like it when
still
they do
trying
that.
everything they can. And it's still close. We've still got the chicane coming up.
It's a bit foggy now, or a bit misty rather. Here we go.
Yep. Oh, what a camera angle. And Carver, fantastic pass there.
Yeah, that was great. Absolutely fantastic. Couple of, three Hydra Racing Forces cars, all in the same screenshot there. With Jaden in the middle of it all, Jaden Scotton for Flatline Racing.
Yep, Jaden will be looking for a positive result here. I don't think Jaden made it to last week, did they? So
No,
that'll be their
missing a
drop
week,
will
yeah.
be taken. Yeah, so he'll be looking at getting at least the top 5 in this class, and I've raced with Jaden quite a lot. I fully believe that he can scare a few people here,
Cool.
stick a nose in where they don't want it, and maybe nab a few more positions for Flatline.
Awesome. That's what it's all about. Here goes Stefan on an overtake. An overtake here on Anthony Hilton, or an attempt at it.
Tap there.
Yeah.
But they both keep giving each other the space, and just fantastic racing.
Yeah.
This one will go to the next chicane as well. Bit of Audi power will give Anthony a slight advantage here.
Yeah, it's not Stefan at all, is it? It's Silas.
Goebel 1 and Goebel 2.
Yeah, we're going to have to do that at some point. You'll excuse me for a minute. I'll put you on the leaders well, maybe not the leaders, because that's not necessarily the most engaging of battles, but this is. I just need to go and visit the little boy's room. I won't be long.
No problem. As we are on lap 9, coming up to 10 now, but Sam Blees in the lead from Wobbly in second. Pete Newman rounding up the rest of that top 3. Stephen Walker with, I was about to say, a couple of places lost from the beginning, but Pete and Stephen finding themselves exactly where they've started at the moment. Then we have the battle of the risers. Rene sticking to the back of Stephen Walker, like something disgusting that you have on your shoe that you just can't shake off. Then we have the battle we currently have on camera at the moment between Michael and Pete. Both sister teams with the results. Michael with result Pure Sims, PVG with result Clothing. Casper Samoa right behind for 8th, and then rounding up the rest of the top 10, we have Jamie Wilson, followed very closely by Tony Walker. With this battle, Rene dropping back a little bit, allowing Michael a chance to get some slipstreaming in, about to hit the 8 and 9 chicane. Look how close everyone is together at the moment. It's literally topping and tailing. A train that Fernando Alonso in Monaco would be absolutely proud of. Finsko is a Hydro Race Geodesic 1-2 with result Pure Sims in 3rd. Cutting Corny TV, the next highest team after that, in 5th place. Great result if Rene can keep this one here. He does have a couple of pro-rams behind before he has his next pro rival, Casper Smermo, but even though there's 3 cars in between them, there is so little time between them. A few cars spreading out for the final long straight. Battle behind between Jamie and Casper. See how this one goes. Too wide into the final chicane, and they're close. And I just managed to pull out just in time there. And Jamie just having to concede the position in the end, deciding to go for safety rather than intense battling. Does have to watch out because Tony Walker, and who's getting right up to the back of them. Got to be very careful here. You could commit to a battle, but you are in a track like this, as there's a few raindrops happening on the screen right now. The final few laps of the race, there's rain.
Oh, hello, let's...
I've just, yep, there's some rain
on
my screen right now.
Let's go on board. Where's cockpit? Yeah, you're right. Oh, no, it's all happening.
Raindrops keep on falling on our heads, and we could see this completely changes the dynamic of the race, not just for those battling right now and having to take care as the track slowly gets wetter. Be very careful of that painted road and the curves, but also the leaders, if they just take it a bit too easy, they can find people behind them catching, or even worse, making a mistake. And once you get on the grass and the kitty litter here and it's raining, they're not the easiest to control these cars on.
No, and we've got Sam Blees here. What is he, 2 seconds in the lead nearly? And that's dropping because Wobbly's just put in the fastest lap of the race. Oh, that's tight.
Getting really close here.
Oh,
great four-way battle going on at the moment.
And this is back here in... this is the battle for 20th place. Oh, what is wrong with Anthony Hilton's car? Everything is missing from the front of it, Jay.
Yeah, that's not going to pass an MOT, is it?
Yeah. That's going to affect the aero a little. With 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they've caught the replay for that one.
No, there is no replay for that one. That's it.
Wow. That's definitely not going to help in the straight lines and kind of neutralise what advantage the Audi did have here.
Yeah, because that's pretty fundamental, isn't it? And Christian Kramer just dropping in behind Chris Dixon there wants himself another position.
Yep.
I mean,
1 minute 30 left. The track has just told me it's no longer bone dry. It's just coming up as mostly dry.
Oh.
So we could start seeing some of these curves. If people keep on taking the same lines as usual, it could be a couple of slip-ups here.
Yeah. Now
I've just seen a few instant counters going up as well for the off-tracks.
Right.
Especially amongst the front lot.
Christian's got to slow down. No way. He's going to be gutted. Or is he just... like got caught out by the rain? I'm not sure.
It was a slowdown for Christian, unfortunately.
Okay.
But Pete's got one as well.
Look at the rain now. The rain's coming in.
Pete in third place has a slowdown.
Oh! Right. Where's Stephen?
So he's
he's
serving that one.
Enough behind, I would think. Enough behind. Oh, it's all going on. What's this about?
Great racing at the moment.
Yeah, Michael
so
Hall.
For fifth place at the moment.
Yeah, Michael Hall's trying to lift Renee out of 5th place, isn't he?
Yep. And this is absolutely perfect for Casper right now in 8th place. He'll be looking at all this right now. And Michael's going for it. Great stuff. PPG is going to be licking his lips as well for a chance at Pro AM. Oh, what a fantastic pass just there. Renee decided to go for safety rather than battling that one off, and I'm just wondering if Michael feels a lot more comfortable right now as the track has gone up another wet category into very lightly wet.
Oh my word, very lightly wet. Well, that's a drama. Renee trying to
here.
do
They're
what he
keeping
can.
the space.
Is there a car that's necessarily better in the rain, Jay, or is that just a completely universal neutralising factor?
I think at the moment it's pretty even because there's not been a lot of opportunities for these TCRs to race around in the rain. I personally prefer the Elantra in the rain, but that's probably just due to experience in the rain with that car, especially last season at Donington. I flew last season in the Elantra in the rain.
Really? Okay.
Cool. In one of our earlier rounds, so I do love flying that one around. It would be interesting to see what everyone else says about that one if that question goes across to them. But 1.6 between the first two at the moment. This should be the last lap now. This is the last lap.
Yeah, very much the last lap. They got over the line just about in time. Anybody marginal on fuel, which nobody should be, will be a bit panicky, but it'll certainly give them something to think about in the next race. And Wobbly has cut this down to 0.6 of a second,
Wow.
and it's dropping fast. And I don't know why. I don't know. Has Sambly's got himself in his own trap and run out of fuel or something? I don't know. But this seems
Be
secure.
lifting a little bit more in the rain. And
what's going on here?
Wobbly's going for it all.
Oh, he really did go for it. Didn't work for him quite. He nearly had that then.
Yeah, I think Wobbly going a little bit wide there. Once you're on those curbs and onto the grass, your tyres start spinning. And Sam managed to keep all four onto the grey stuff rather than throwing it out wide.
Yeah.
But yeah, great thrilling finish just there between those two. Pete manages to sneak in at third place with Stephen Walker 2/10 behind at the death, and Michael Hall keeps that 5th place.
Yeah, still raging back here though. Over the line we go with Jura.
Close.
Oh! Jura just about got that. He got that by 0.05 of a second. Unbelievable. Well done to Jura for staving that off.
Yeah, I'm listening to the radios at the moment, and both of them absolutely loving that finish.
Good.
Everyone else getting himself in now, and Jane Scotton, after taking a week off, now finds himself in the position now to really give himself a solid second race. He finishes 15th, which means he should be, in theory, unless there's any penalties that we've missed out on, which is not shown any on my screens, which does mean that he will be starting the second race in pole with Frederick right behind him.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Good start, that.
Yeah. And we've got Dale Bennison just about to finish, ever so slightly ahead of Stefan. After Stefan's woes earlier on, we saw what happened with him. So these two running it to the line. Dale out of iRacing for quite a while. Has he just cut that corner? He might get the iRacing gods punishing him for that. I don't know. Yeah, he has done.
All the way down to the vein, to the line even.
He may not have even driven in the rain at all. That's how fresh back to iRacing Dale is. And then Fee. Oh, Fee has finished. Sorry, she finished on the previous lap. Right, so let's have a look at how that all finished up, shall we? As they go into a 5-minute warm-up. Sam Blees brought home the glory in that heat run tonight here at Montreal. Now in the rain. It started off lovely and sunny. For Hydro Race Geodesic Racing, his teammate Wobbly finished in second, only just behind him. It would have been even closer if Wobbly had managed to fully control the car through that last chicane. It was a good effort. Pete Newman finished ahead, but only just of Stephen Walker there for Result X Pure Sims, and Stephen for again Hydro Race Geodesic Racing. The first of our Pro-Am drivers, as someone tries to drown me out, I think it's Fiona, is Michael Hall tonight, in 5th place overall, first of the Pro-Ams for Result X Pure Sims. René Earhart in 6th place for Cutting Corny, and then the second of tonight's Pro-Ams, Pete Van Gool, a great drive, 7th overall for Result Clothing iRacing Team. Kasper Smirnoff, 8th tonight for Sim Racing School. And then, again, another podium position here for Tony Walker T in 9th place. Great racing. Very, very good close racing for Result Clothing iRacing Team. And then Dietmar Hoos, Cutting Corny TCR Team, finished 10th. 11th was Jamie Wilson for Team Chimera. Carl Hardy was 12th for Safeguard. Hydro Race Racing Forces, Demis Tigchela, nearly did it again. 13th tonight. 14th for his teammate Freddie Van Eekhoven, with Jaden Scott in 15th for Flatline Racing. Joran Larkinen in 16th for Hydro Race Racing Forces. And Deck Crowther in 17th for Blade Designs SRL. His teammate was the AM class winner tonight for Daniel Lewis in 18th place overall. 19th was JB Leger for BSTV. Anthony Hilton was 20th for Mellow Motorsport, with Chris Dixon in 2nd in class. 21st on the track for Work Guard by Result. For AM class, Christian Kramer, 22nd for German Sim Racing with Silas Goebel. A great result in the end there. Third in class for Am. 23rd on track for VTS Esports. Paul Hurley. 24th for Blade Design's Just an Average Sim Racer. Andy Littler was 25th for Work Guard by result with Stefan Goebel in 26th for VTS. Dale Bennison 27th and Fee 28th for Work Guard by result. That was a really good race, that, Jay. I thoroughly enjoyed that one. That was excellent.
Yeah, battling all over the track, whether or not it was for if there was a lot of cases where it wasn't even. We're going to see a lot of that in the main race, people going to the wall like that. But there was a lot of times in this race, in that last race, where we were finding pro-ams taking on some of the pros, and some of the AMs just deciding to take a few scalps along the way as well. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
And we're definitely going to see who's been practicing in the rain
Well,
and who can benefit the most from it. I'm seeing a lot of people at the moment performing all sorts of slowdowns and off tracks at the moment. It's I think we could find ourselves with a bit of a rough start. But you were saying earlier, one of the questions we always have about race 2 is, with the length of the races, can you fuel save? When you're raining, the amount that you're lifting off, we could see a lot of people make it till the end.
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. Hearing a lot of drivers sliding through corners too, so obviously you lose a lot of time and fuel doing that, because then you've got to speed up again to an equivalent speed that you'd lost. So in some respects you'll gain, some you'll lose. It's quite a bleak outlook as Silas. Oh, that's actually quite nice. Well done, Silas. Gets round the hairpin there. I think the hairpin's going to be an issue tonight in this race, and as you were saying before, the reverse grid is going to be quite poignant. There's going to be some good stuff goes on, I think, this evening in terms of exciting racing for us to watch. I think it might be quite a different story for the racers in there actually performing. They've got 30 seconds of practice. Virtually everybody is on track, which is massively unusual.
Yes.
Usually there's like 2 cars on track. One might try a pit stop just to practice it. These guys are pretty much all on track. I'd forgive you folks if you thought we were actually in the race right now, because there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars not actually on the racing circuit at the moment.
Yeah, with what you were saying about the hairpins, you're going to see, especially on that corner and everywhere else, some wildly different racing lines.
Woo!
And it's, yeah, just there, you're going to see a lot of that as well. You're going to find with the rain that you were going to be relying on those curbs and the painted lines on the road so much less. You're going to see some unconventional lines, you're going to see some experimental lines, but I can assure you that at least half the drivers on this grid right now are absolutely hating life right now.
Yeah, I'm sure, yeah. So Jaden Scotton will lead us away for this feature race in the dreary conditions here at Montreal. Let's pick a car. Let's extend the grid so I can get this done in time. Freddie Van Eekhoven will be next to him on that front row in second place. Third will be Demis Titular. Mikhail Hardy will go 4th. 5th will be Jamie Wilson. Dietmar Hoos off 6th. Tony Walker off 7th. Casper Smirnoff off 8th. Pete Van Gool, PVG off 9th. René Earhart off 10th. Michael Hall off 11th. The Lucky Wookie Walker off 12th. Where is my button there? 13th will be Pete Newman, not Paul. Wobbly will go off 14th. 15th will be Sam Blees. Yura Larkinen off 16th, Deck Crowther off 17th, Daniel Lewis off 18th, JB DeJay 19th, 20th we'll see Anthony Hilton, 21st will be Chris Dixon, Christian Kramer off 22nd, 23rd will be Silas, 24th will be Paul Hurley, and there's more, 25th will be Andy Littler, Stefan will go off 26th, Dale Bennison will go off 27th, and Fee will bring up the rear of the field. It's going to be an interesting race. No, it's going to be a ridiculous race, I think, this one. Jay, I don't know what Jaden's going to make of being out there in the front. What's going through your head if you were Jaden right now?
I can actually give you the exclusive.
Oh, right.
Jaden has typed out "Oh God" on pole, so make of that what you will.
Fair enough. Maybe that was a bit of a surprise to him if he's not read the rules fully. That does sometimes happen, folks. Everybody's on track apart from Tony Walker and obviously Sam Blees. We always wait for Sam. He's always the last car to grid because he likes to keep his tyres lovely and toasty right to the very end. Now my camera's gone to scenic because it got bored of waiting. And Carl Hardy.
We have a...
Sorry, go on.
By the looks of one of the cars, I think it's Dale. Dale hasn't switched to red tyres.
What?
I don't know if he's... like you say, he's
He might
very
be too
new.
new.
To this,
Yeah.
yeah, might not realise that you
Oh,
need wet
who's
tyres.
that?
No, I think that's Paul, who's just
Paul
jumped the start.
Hurley.
At that point, just carry on
Yeah,
going.
just keep going. Just boot it straight away. You're going to get punished anyway. Right, okay.
Great start just there from Jaden.
Yeah, he's got the jump on Carl and on Demis. There's a bit of shuffling back here. Oh, people on the grass, Jay. That's not good, is it?
Nope, it's very hard with wet grass to get back onto the circuit, but fantastic start from Jaden. Nobody by the side of him, and Frederick and Dennis going to be battling up for that second place. Ideally, with how close this pack's going to be, you want to be in clean air as soon as possible.
No way! That was Jamie Wilson out of shape, but also, I think Wobbly out of shape. No, it wasn't.
Yeah, Wobbly
yeah, it was, yeah. All over the place.
Got Stephen Walker falling down the grid as well as JB as well. JB Wilson down 11 places, Stephen down 3, Dermis down 7.
Wow.
So there's a lot of big changes so far to the position.
Yeah.
Jaden with a nice 1.6 second lead over Carl Hardy, who's gone up 2 places to take that second spot in the Honda.
There we go. There he is. So well done to Carl, moving forward. Ever moving forward. Dale Bennison has crashed according to my screen. I'm not surprised if he was on dries. Let's just have a quick look at that, because I do...
Oh, the time for
Oh, no!
Mr. Braking Zone.
Yeah, he's...
A little tap onto Jaden.
Thrown that into... Oh, and is that Renee? No, Dietmar. It is.
If I say one of the cutting corner cars there as well, you have to adjust your braking zones so much, especially with the first lap as well.
Yeah, so did Carl get going again in the end or not? Yeah, he's going again. We'll have another look at that. He was off track for about an hour. Right, let's have a look at this. So what happened here then, Jay? We're going to see it from top down. Did he get tapped, did he?
I honestly think it's literally just a completely missing the braking zone.
Oh, it was. Oh, my word.
Wow. So I'm hoping that's not given Jaden too much damage there. He has only got a 3/10 lead over Frederick at the moment.
Yeah.
That's a scary moment right there.
That is a code brown every day of the week. How he didn't absolutely muller Jaden Scott and I have no idea. Let's go and find Jaden. I mean, Jaden, let's have a look for some damage on the right-hand side of that car. I see nothing.
Anything at the moment. Very lucky there, though.
Very.
There was definitely a little tap. Might have just missed out on the wheel, which, to be honest, you don't really... you won't care for aero damage too much in these conditions. It's all about just trying to keep as clean as possible, not race your mirrors, and let everybody else make the mistakes.
Yeah, let's see what Silas can't see. Oh, that's the wrong button. There we go. Actually, that's pretty clear. There was I was on board with Wobbly in a Porsche race a couple of nights ago, actually, at the weekend, and or just after the weekend, and you couldn't see a thing. There was nothing to see. It was just spray.
Yeah.
You couldn't even see the lights of the car in front. Dale Bennison there, yeah, on dry tyres. That will be the root cause for that, I would think.
If you think Porsches are bad for the spray, then you need to get yourself behind a prototype. Them things are absolutely ferocious and terrifying. A little bit of a tap just there. So PVG not realising that Casper is all the way to the side there.
No.
Even if you go wide, they're still going to be by the side of you, so you've got to try and not use as much of that that side as possible.
Casper coming back at him now. Thank you, Magda, for letting Casper race. As we pile through that last chicane, nice line there from Casper. It looks like he's got damage though, plenty of damage on the front of that Honda Civic. It's got a bit of a snarl to the front of it. And Freddie Van Eekhoven, fastest lap of the race. Jaden Scotton, fastest lap of the race. Whoa, it's all going on.
Yeah, Blee's looking to get a move done on Wobbly. Position swapping just there.
Let's have a look. Oh, yeah.
Probably just a nice, simple
Multi-21
turn one
situation.
overtake.
All right, yep.
Yep.
Wobbly, moving
But,
backwards at the minute.
lead change.
Ooh.
Big lead change.
Big, yeah.
I just wonder if Jaden's hit the wall or something. It looks like a car shaking a little bit there.
Yeah, unless he was shaking it off. Some drivers like to do that, just gives them a bit more confidence in the front. Let's have a quick look at what happened. Important overtake this. So, Freddie right on his six.
Right up the side.
Yeah. Oh, gives him room. Oh, right, so Jaden did that on his own.
Very lucky there. That could have ended so much worse.
Yeah, yeah. So,
and
gifts
that's usually
from
what
heaven.
will happen if you... Yeah, that's usually what will happen if you do start racing in your mirrors and not concentrating on the track in front of you.
Yeah, I've done that plenty. Generally, if it's bad, I've done it. Oh, and Christian into the back of Anthony Hilton there. Says, I want to go faster than that. Please.
Yeah, nice, simple defend there from Anthony.
Yeah.
Just got to make sure that they drop it
Oh.
into. They want to try and give themselves a bit more...
Oh,
bit
Christian.
more space than that. And Christian missing that breaking
Absolute.
point completely, but keeping it
Yeah.
outside the wall.
Oh!
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 Entry though.
That was a bad rejoin from Christian. He must have known there was cars there. But he's driven straight into the side of, I think it was Silas. Yeah, it was Silas. Silas will have... that might have knocked his fillings out. That was pretty rough.
Yeah, that was a little bit reckless there. If you've got the ability to overdrive there, you have to expect that maybe in these conditions, a few more people might be doing the same thing at the exact moment.
Yeah. Sam Blees, fastest lap of the race so far. Stefan. Silas has gone to pits. Look at the state of his car.
Oh, yeah. That wheel's, hanging off a little bit.
But that's on the other side of the car, though, Jay. That's inexplicable. Oh, he's gone off track after the event. Okay.
Wow.
Right, so he's running again anyway, and he's not going to be last, so it's worth doing.
We'll
Let's
have
get
Carl
back.
in the pit as well.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's just a little top up of fuel. If he does think that there is a chance to just do a one-stopper here.
We'll have to figure that out later. I mean, we're on lap 4. Lap 6 is usually the magic point. So
Casper Samomo in 4th place at the moment, leading the pros.
Leading the
between
pros.
him and Pete Newmore.
Bizarre, isn't it? Yeah. And
If he,
look
I
at
don't know,
the
after
mob.
this could change things a little bit.
Yeah, he's still leading the pros, but it's the pro-ams coming round him that's the issue.
Look how close together
sailed
Pete
that.
Newman and Sam Blees are as well. Sam has a clear track in front of him on that left-hand side. We got Pete Newman right behind his teammate, and Sam's got probably the biggest advantage out of that cluster of 3 cars at the back of that group. So much clear air in front of him on that exit.
Oh,
Pete's got hope
my.
that Michael will go to the left and perhaps box Sam in.
This is a bit mental, getting filled in here on the left-hand side of the track.
Yeah, a lot of radio communication will be going here to make this as safe as possible, and look at that.
Oh,
That's
nice.
regimented.
Very. That's lovely,
McLaren
isn't it?
wish they could do this.
Right, what's going on further forward? Oh, that's fishtailing.
Yeah, Tony in the podium position at the moment,
Oh!
teammate right behind, and I mean,
No team orders then.
well, let's hope there's not a receipt for Sebring more
Yeah,
than anything
yeah,
after
yeah.
Tony's accident there.
Absolutely.
But no, nice and simple just there, and the result, Clothing beating off. Actually, I should probably change my choice of words there. Right in front of the result, Pure 7 Esports at the moment.
Is that a Freudian slip?
Family friendly.
Family-friendly
broadcast here,
broadcast,
kids.
yeah. Right, Stephen Walker's way down the order. He's one position back from where he started, which is unlike the Lucky Walker. He's got Jamie Wilson to fight, and Jamie Wilson's not going to make that easy, I can guarantee it. He's back with a vengeance in that Audi.
Yeah, at the moment, both Jamie and Stephen probably not in the positions
Oh,
they believe that they should be at the moment. There's someone's gone off in front of them by the looks of
oh,
it.
who
A
was
nice
that?
big cloud of smoke. But Stephen with a nice bit of momentum there.
I think,
Same with Wobbly as well.
yeah, I think it was Casper. I think.
Wobbly going for that tiny, tiny
Ooh.
gap there. If I was Rene, I would make that car go as wide as possible to give
Oh,
yourself
yeah,
a
little tap,
nice,
little tap. Have a bit of that wobbly. Do it
nice
again.
run out of
I'll give you a
there.
fiver if you do it again. Renee, I'll give you a fiver. Oh, he's not listening. Right, so this is side by side-ish. Oh, they're weaving all over the place, Jay.
Yeah. Dragons everywhere. Bit of snaking.
Snaking all the way down.
I did wonder if someone was going to try and keep White to go into the pits. I think Michael has jumped straight into the pits there.
Yeah, he has.
He has. I did see out of the corner of my eyes. Sam Blee's right behind Pete Newman at the moment as well. And suddenly, Casper's no longer the lead. Look at that group of cars just there. That is not going to end well.
No.
Oh,
Oh. Jamie's in the thick of this.
Sam actually losing a little bit of pace just there. Sam does have a slowdown that is currently serving.
Okay.
So a nice bit of breathing room for Pete, who gets in front of Tony Walker. Pete now in a fantastic position here.
Oh, look at that from Stephen Walker. Absolutely threaded that needle.
Absolutely fantastic battling just there.
Yeah.
Confidence in the car, confidence in
Each
getting
other.
over those conditions.
Yeah. Oh, and he's
Bit
lost
wide
it
there,
going into this
though, but
chicane.
Jamie did break a little bit earlier there. Did get a smack up his rear for his efforts, but
He had to,
all
though.
three cars, in fact.
Yeah, he had to. Otherwise, he'd have been inside Stephen Walker's car.
Got a lead change again.
Oh,
James
yeah.
Cotton getting back into the lead. Oh, wow. And Verick back into the lead again. And PVG in a great position. If everything goes PVG's way here, he could be potentially getting a leader lap.
Yeah, he's out of the gas early to see what else is going to happen because it's a bit random. Deep into the corner.
Yep. Use all that track on the outside. Try and get every
a nice
kilometre
line.
of speed. And look how
That's nice.
Look how much of a difference that makes.
Yeah, that's lovely. Car on the right,
Don't be
Jaden.
surprised to see PVG maybe use that line a little bit more when battling.
Oh, I can't see a thing now, so we'll go back to this, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
So
he's ahead. No, he's not. No, he's not.
Scotton letting him go. PVG.
Cut back. Oh, there's a car there. Wow.
Yeah, it's very hard sometimes to guess exactly how much momentum people are going to be carrying through there. Flashy lights all you want, but a car can only go so
Yeah.
fast when they're taking such a narrow line into such a chicane. But this is going to be a good battle, and one that Frederick is going to be happy to be seeing in his mirrors rather than in front of his shield.
Yeah, Pete Newman is the first pro car, and he's in 4th place. Don't adjust your sets, folks. This is what rain does. Absolute neutralizer, isn't it, Jay?
Yep, up 9 positions at the moment, and the fastest third sector of the entire race so far for Pete Newman. So he's catching on to that gritty group so quickly. And this is fantastic.
This is mint, isn't it?
Just the group of cars in front. These two who are just not giving each other an ounce of room at the moment. This is fantastic. And the outside for the Audi here means that Jamie Wilson's going to possibly be just in front of Stephen Walker.
Yeah, look at that.
And it's this upcoming chicane, and that group is still fighting in front.
I know, it's ridiculous. You can't throw a handkerchief over the whole thing. I mean, the handkerchief would be too
Stephen's
big.
going for a better exit out of that one to attack Jamie again. Meanwhile, in front, we've got a gaggle, a cluster of cars. I apologise for being quiet every now and then, but I'm just waiting to see what's happening here.
Who was that going wide?
From the geodesic.
That was
That
wobbly.
was wobbly. Maybe a missed braking point or something. He's going to have a bit of more speed going out of that corner unless he got a bit of wheel spin, but you got Tony, who is not going to take any...
How close do you want your racing?
Oh, wow. That's in front of me behind.
That's stupid. Here they come. Oh, there
And
goes,
that's one of
there
the...
goes Casper. Oh, ow,
Oh!
ow,
And
ow.
there's the crash. That's the big one we're waiting for.
Yeah,
And that's Wobbly, and it's also Rene as well. That's two
Renee.
of the pro cars out.
Yeah, is Wobbly going to try and cut to the pits? Yes. Now that's a sensible option. That he's done it safely as well. That's good. So that's his pit
It's going to
stop.
be
Mega
probably a
slowdown.
50 second penalty maybe on that one for unsafe pit entry. But
Oh, of course, because the lines are way back, aren't they? Okay, let's see what happens with that.
yeah, that's...
Let's have another look at it as well if I can find the damn thing. That's that. There we go. Right, let's have a look at this then. Talk us through this if you can. Right, so Renee's...
slightly missed braking point here from Rene.
Oh, well, how'd you call that? Should we have it again? Let's have it again.
Yeah, please, if possible.
Yeah.
Rene just possibly missing a braking point here, not hitting the apex. Maybe a little bit of patience here from Wobbly would have done the trick here.
I think so.
I mean, Rene, if he hadn't have turned as deep as he did there, that would have been a slowdown for himself.
Yes.
But it's all happened now. We can say as much as we want to now on the situation, but at the time, both drivers obviously on completely different wavelengths and completely different expectations on where the other one was going to be going. One was looking at saving, the other one was looking at getting through as quick as possible.
Yeah, and I think Rene had got it done, as in he'd pulled it down for the corner. You're right, he didn't get anywhere near the apex of the first part of it. And chances are he would have got a slowdown or straight into the wall on the second part of it anyway. But yeah, it's one of those situations where could Wobbly have had a bit more patience, like you say. He can see what's going on. Let's have another look at it from on board Wobbly's car. That's a good one. Didn't think to do that. Let's have a look at this again.
A lot of hindsight, of course.
Hello.
We can say
Coming through.
at this point we've just been seeing at this point.
Oh dear.
In my opinion, my humble, honest opinion, a little bit more patience probably could have been had there.
Yep.
But like I said, two completely different wavelengths. None of us are mind readers.
No, true enough. True enough.
So...
Right, so what's going on right now? Andy Littler has found himself Wobbly to race with. Wobbly out of the pits, obviously. I'll bring the pit laps up, as in when they last pitted. We'll put that next to the tyres, shall we? So you can see there who's pitted and when.
Also got a change within the top three as Pete Newman now finds himself in second place.
Oh, where's Jaden?
Getting a pass in Jaden.
Hang on, let me try
Jaden and
and find
PVG
that.
still battling close to each other. So I reckon it was just a nice, clean pass.
Oh, no, it wasn't. It wasn't a clean.
Oh, wasn't it?
No. Well, it was properly clean, but look at this.
Ooh, a little bit of a slip just there. PVG in front. Then Jaden's found himself in front of PVG. So
Yeah.
a little bit of a hit on the side just there. I think it's just Jaden just putting the brakes on a little bit.
Yeah.
Just in case he thought he was perhaps getting the momentum to go through somebody on the outside. So probably more of a safety tap on the brakes there just to let Pete have the position. Jaden's fights with PVG, who goes extremely
and then
wide
this happens, though. This is the next piece. So PVG relegates himself 2 positions by overcooking the corner, I think.
Yep, that little slowdown by no, not as in track slowdown, but
yeah.
Jaden slowing down a bit to let Pete Newman through, has allowed him to get past Pete Van Gogh. Too many Pete's. Sorry, Pete.
Oh dear. Well, we've got Jay, Jaden, Jamie, JB. It just carries on. Right.
Absolutely, but in the chat at the moment we have Marco at the moment giving their opinion, saying racing instant, car outside, left space for car inside. Car inside just needed to have some patience.
Yeah, that's a good assessment. Marco Namela, many times winner of V8 races, knows what he's talking about. Very cool, calm and collected customer. Have you raced with Marco before? You have, haven't you?
Maybe sometime in the past. It's if it's to do with V8s, I very, very rarely get behind those beasts. They are literally beasts.
Yeah.
I hope one day I can have the ability to drive them, but Hey, if Marco's constantly getting those wins in there, then I know one of the first people to ask about them.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we will race again on the 12th of April for V8s. I might actually be doing that broadcast, I'm not sure yet. Let's go and see what the situation is. Where are we on that race? We will be at Mid-Ohio, which is a brilliant track for V8s. Brilliant track for any car, really. I like that track. And yeah, Marco won a couple of weeks ago, I think it was, at Montreal. Actually, I think it was at this. Oh dear, that was a bit rough and tumble. I'm sure we need to have another look at that. I think, don't we?
Yeah, I think there was a space just there, and PVG went for it. Jaden maybe realising too late and shutting the door on it.
Yeah.
Then again, it could be the rain just
Oops.
or a flash of the lights from Jaden there. So maybe Jaden have a bit of a different line than PVG through there. We've seen
Yeah.
PVG going quite wide. There was a little bit of a.
Oh, I mean, that's on PVG for me. I know Jaden like overcooked the corner and cut back across, but still, you still got to pass cleanly, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And especially in these conditions, you need to, when you pick your pass, you need to make sure that you. Oh, hang on.
Hello, what's going
And
on here?
PVG actually going off there as well. So there's.
I think that's probably the just desserts, maybe. So this is into turn 2.
And PVG is going to lose that position as well with a
Oh, he sailed
slowdown.
it. Like, fully sailed it.
Yeah, completely missing the breaking point just there. So that puts things about even again with Jaden at 0.6 in front of PVG. Tony Walker, the next closest car to this battle going on at the moment, over 2.5 seconds behind. But it's not going to be the last we're going to see of those two fighting, that's for sure.
No,
Two great
definitely not.
drivers, one big battle coming up.
Yeah. Jamie Wilson again impressing me in that Audi. He is by far the furthest forward Audi of any of them. Clearly suits him, that car. I know he prefers the Honda, same as you. But he's mastering this Audi, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. In a race just absolutely full to the brim with all the other manufacturers,
Yeah.
you're definitely choosing hard mode with this car on certain circuits. This one might be a little bit kinder to the Audi because of the long straights, and some of the curbs are a bit easier to maneuver around. Jamie just making it look so easy. What a great exit through there as well, keeping the car nice and straight. He's going to have a massive speed advantage over those two in front, and that's without any slipstream in the first place. In fact, he is within 0.35, and now that's very quickly gone to 0.25. He is absolutely motoring, chipping away at the temps.
Yeah. Look at him coming down here now.
Yeah, this is one of the weaknesses of the Audi chicanes like this, though. But in the wet, everybody else is lifting just the same as the Audi as well. So maybe I'm overlooking the Audi a bit when it comes to wet weather.
Yeah.
There's very few gear changes anyway, so that's one less thing to worry about.
Yeah, true. You do all your first 4 in the first 30 metres, don't you? But it's... did you say that some cars take the curves better than others?
Yes, Audi and Honda are definitely pretty bad offenders when it comes to keeping stable under those. But a lot of people for higher curb circuits will a lot of the time choose the Elantra and the Hyundai. Just think about the spec of the cars. It just makes them a lot easier to traverse through the curbs with. That maybe the Honda and Audi you take a little bit more care with.
Yeah. Have you seen Miguel's message in the chat?
Beautiful track, looks like good weather as well. That beautiful Canadian weather, am I right?
This is for the lead! This is for the lead! And Freddie just overcooked that chicane, leaving Pete Newman to leg it. Well, this is Miguel Freitas' champion's choice. So he's got to say it's a beautiful track for a start. Don't know about the weather comment, though. Not so good on the weather front.
So, that beautiful Canadian rain gets just as ferocious as the British one.
It does. Why?
Jura has a slowdown.
Yeah. Oh, is that what's going on? I wondered why he was going so slow. Okay, that explains that. It's a good job you're here.
My eyes are everywhere at the moment. Tony Walker with double trouble behind him, including a
Yeah.
charge in Jamie Wilson. But this could actually be a blessing in disguise for Tony, depending on how these two decide to take this corner.
Ooh,
They've
look at
both
this.
been pretty easy
Ah!
going here, and Tony's
Oh,
slowing
oh,
up.
oh,
And
it's
is
not
that going to be a
over.
slowdown for Jamie?
Oh,
No, it's no slowdown.
no slowdown. Right, keep going.
No
Come
slowdown.
on. I think Tony Walker got away with the least amount of issues with all that.
Yeah, I think Tony was definitely trying to feather his way through that corner.
It's got damage though. Can you see that? The bonnet's all snarled up over the front right wheel arch.
Yeah, a little bit.
Mm.
If it's aero, I don't think he'll mind too much.
Yeah. As long as it's not mechanical. Miguel says, I imagined a good sunny day when I chose the track.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Nobody's believing you. Nobody is believing you.
Speaking of Miguel, I'm sure next week is Portimao, so that should be a good one with the slightly different chicanes layout.
Well,
Which I've seen.
He's not doing TCR though this season, is he? Is he in the officials or not?
No, I haven't seen him in any officials. I did catch him cheating on us with a GT4 last season for MPC.
Dirty.
I want to forgive you for that for a very long time. But no, as long as you're having fun, Miguel, and thank you for this great choice for. I'm a big fan of this track, and the fact it's raining as well means I love it even more. GTP, madman.
This camera's no good on this track today. It's just too misty, foggy, rainy. So I'm restricted, folks, into what cameras I can choose for you.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
PVG going into the pit lane.
Yeah. These guys heading
and same
down
with Tony
here.
Walker as well.
I think there's going to be a few visitors
and
this lap.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. This could be the one.
It's a risky pit lane, this. If you're on the right-hand side and you want to pit and you're stuck out there, you really can't. You're just going to get wiped out.
Yeah, you especially don't want to do it with loads of traffic in front of you as well.
Yeah. So. Oh, look at the run here that Jura's got on Stefan. It looked pretty good from when he left the last chicane.
Insert Jaws theme here.
Yeah, pretty much. The right weather conditions too. It's a bit wet.
Yeah, even though they can't physically see any more rain falling at the moment, the track is still classed as moderately wet at the moment.
Okay.
So I definitely see staying on wets for the rest of the race as the one.
So Sunbleeze pitted on lap 8. The car in front of him, Tony Walker, pitted on lap 13. So there's 5 laps worth of difference on those two cars. But you don't pick up new tyres in this series, do you? It's just a waste of time, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't be changing tyres now unless you are going to be fueling for more than 20-30 seconds, which should not going to be here. It's going to be pretty much, even with the reduced tank, a splash and dash. So I'd be surprised if people were changing tyres, because people have tried and it's not quite worked. I would expect the same sort of rules for the wets.
Right, understood. Right, your leader is Pete Newman, folks. He owes us a pit stop. Freddie Van Eekhoven is now trailing him by 2.2 seconds. Does seem to be reeling him in ever so slightly, but it's got a long way to go. Jaden Scotton is in 3rd place, also owes us a pit stop.
I hope that's a pit stop.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Not brakes failing.
Just sailed it straight at the last chicane. And Jamie has followed him in there as well. So that's your 3rd and 4th, or was. Stephen Walker goes round again in 5th place, but he's going to pick up 2 straight away. And then a whole bunch of cars have just entered pit road. It's a long pit lane, but it's not a long pit road, if that makes sense, right? It's fairly simple in, simple out, and there's not much either end of the pit lane itself. It's nothing like Sandown, for instance, or one of those tracks where you've got a huge impact on on the racing circuit and the time it takes to get into the pits. Bit crowded leaving the pits.
You gotta be hoping that someone doesn't take too wide of a line. And right now, JB just very gingerly leaving the pits, and
Yeah, careful. Yeah.
Jura just not liking that at all.
No, he wanted
He's
to
hoping
go.
to get a little bit more speed there.
Yeah, absolutely wanted to go.
And now he finds himself not just behind DJ, but also Daniel Lewis as well. Daniel Lewis not leading at the moment when it comes to the AMs. Him and Chris Dixon both yet to pit, but both in really good positions at the moment. As DJ gets that move done on Lewis.
Oh,
Nope, and it's swapped back. Oh no, Lewis has lost 2 positions in quick succession. Probably just letting them both
Let
go.
them go, I think. Yeah, I think you're right. He's not on the same pit strategy for a start. He owes us a pit stop, so he's probably wisely just saying, you get on with your thing, I've got my own thing to do.
Yeah, 1 of 5 still to pit, including the front 3 as well. And as soon as I say that, Pete Newman goes in.
Yeah, good call, well spotted.
Same with Frederick as well, and I would assume Stephen Walker's doing the same thing, though. Stephen Walker being in a crowd a little bit more, may have 1 lap left.
That looks like a fast car, though. There we go.
Yeah, he's going in.
Got to shed all that speed on the wet before the cones. Looks like he's done it. Looks like a confident pit stop.
Stephen had just set the fastest second sector in the whole race, so maybe a little overcut here may get him away from the group that he was behind until then.
Yeah, possible. Oh no! That was a reverse, did you see that?
Yep.
He overshot his box.
Very, very slightly.
Right, so that I mean, we've seen the impact of doing that before. It's pretty horrendous, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the last 2 going into the pits as well. Both the leaders of the AM.
Yeah, Chris Dixon.
We've got Stefan Goebel. Is it Stefan or?
Where is that?
Is.
Where are the
It's
Goebels?
Silas, sorry.
Silas,
Silas.
yeah, there we go.
Silas, sorry. Sorry, Goebel. My pronunciation, give it 3 more weeks.
Yeah, it's fine. You're not butchering them as badly as I do, so it's fine. Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see who's getting out of here first. Looks like Chris Dixon's out. It is.
Yep.
So a class victory is on the cards here for Chris Dixon if he can stay out of trouble. And obviously stay faster than Daniel Lewis. Right.
Yeah, all you'll have to do at this point is just keep it clean, and here's to lose now.
It
really
8
minutes
is.
to go.
Yeah, only 8 minutes. God, it's gone so fast. Jaden Scotton here in close company with Sam Blease. In fact, Sam Blease I think he's turned up the wick now.
Yep, he'll be looking to hunt down Pete, but it's going to be a close one. He's still got 4 cars to get past first, and it depends how safe he feels with Casper behind. He'll want to ideally try and dispatch of Scotton as quick as possible, and this could be the chance.
It could be. Alongside just now
Yeah, it sounds
completely.
like Jaden's slowing down a bit
No,
there. Oh,
no, definitely
Later
not.
on the brakes.
Oh my word. Oh, has he blocked him out? Yeah, he blocked him out. Let's have another quick look at that, because that was a robust pass. Talk us through this. So Sam gets alongside him. Jaden's late on the
Jaden
brakes.
was slowing down.
I did,
and-
but he wasn't. Oh, right,
Oh, no,
okay.
he
You
co-
didn't block him out.
completely backed out of that
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Apologies, folks.
Probably the right thing to do.
Yeah, that's my misread from an onboard. That was Jaden backing out of the whole thing, really, wasn't it? And he's let Casper get past him there as well. Okay. Let's go to live running.
Yeah, it's going to let him through those 2. It's 2 pros he's let pass, so he
Yeah.
before that overtake by Blease, he was still in 4th place in the Pro-Ams.
So
Just has Tony Walker 1.2 behind.
yeah.
Sorry, Pete, you carry on.
No, it's all right. I was going to say, where is Wobbly at this point? So Wobbly, after that really bad crash, has got himself all the way back to 13th place. That's pretty good going, isn't it?
Yeah, he's now one place ahead of where he started. So Wobbly's race technically starts now.
Mm. On you
Let's
go,
see how
son.
it goes.
Yeah. 6 minutes to go and a 13th to first challenge. Right, so Pete Newman is your race leader. Freddie Van Eekhoven is in second place, but he's a whopping 4.4 seconds back. That's nearly the whole of this straight, Jay.
Pete Newman has a black flag.
What? Incidents? No, it can't be incidents. Is it?
I'm having a look and there's nothing for the off tracks. He's
No.
only had 2 off tracks, so I wonder if he just hasn't cleared the slowdown quick enough, or
Oh, you are joking.
oh,
No, he's
the luck.
pitboxing. He's got a stop and go. That's a pit lane infringement. That's too fast in pit road, surely. Because he pitted the last lap, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
I think he's been punished by the iRacing gods for a pit stop infringement.
No.
So that has absolutely changed everything. For not just for him, but for everybody around him.
We could be about to get the unimaginable, the unthinkable happening.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm just having a look at the average lap times. And,
I'm with you. Keep going.
Sam is only half a second a lap quicker than Frederick at this current moment in time.
Right. With what, 2.5 laps to go or 3 laps to go?
About 3 laps to go, I would say, and nearly 10 seconds behind.
Oh my word! It could happen tonight.
This is Frederick's to lose.
No pressure, Freddie, but it's on you, mate.
Michael Hall in second as well.
Yeah,
and Michael Hall has just set a fastest third sector.
Oh yeah, personal best.
Yep.
Oh, what happened there? Something's gone on. Oh, right, it's a slow car. It's Paul Hurley letting everybody go.
There we go. Carl Hardy has also just had a black flag.
What? What is going on?
Down in 25th place. I can't see exactly what it is.
25th. There he is. So he's going to get a pit lane punishment as well. Might not take it this lap, but if he's black flagged, he'll have to serve it before the race finishes. And before the last lap, we've seen many times you cannot get rid of your penalty on the last lap.
Sam Blees has actually just lost a place to Jamie.
He
nearly lost a place to Jamie Wilson.
Nearly did,
and,
yeah.
Great control from Casper as well behind Jamie.
To avoid him.
Not going into him there.
Good
and
skills.
Potentially gaining the position as well after that. But Sam's over 10 seconds away from Frederick now. He's lost time. Stephen Walker with a slowdown as well at this moment in time as well.
Why is Demis in the pits? Oh, he's got mega damage front right. Like mega damage.
Yeah,
it's like a caved-in car.
Slightly crabbing.
Yeah. He's out again, though. That was a drive-through. That's penalties. No, he's in his box. He's in his box. Yeah, sorry.
But all the big boys getting slipping up terribly. We've had Wobbly and Stephen Walker with terrible starts to the race. Pete Newman with a black flag, and then Sam just not able to swat away
Casper or Jamie.
His competition. Yeah. And it just means the 2 people who have kept consistent and driven their own races currently find themselves occupying the top 2 positions. I don't even think Sam's going to pass Michael at this rate.
No.
Could have a Pro AM 1-2 here.
I know, that'd be mint. We talked about it last race, didn't we? Is it possible this season? Apparently, yeah. It's absolutely possible.
Right at the start of this broadcast, it was one of the first ones we spoke about, and I'm sorry, pro drivers. I did say we could find it tonight. Just need a bit of rain, and
here it is.
Whoops.
Yeah, whoopsie. Freddie will be wishing that he wasn't approaching the start-finish straight with 1 minute to go, because he's got to do another lap now. So he's about to bring out the white flag. Somewhere on the left will be Barney waving like mad. Hard to see from that angle, but it'll be out there.
And Sam's not out of the woods yet. I mean, this is a perfect opportunity for Shmermo now to potentially win pro.
Yeah, come on. Come on, Casper.
And then we've got Chris Dixon potentially getting his first win of AMs as well this season.
Yeah, he's got
You know,
lots of room around him as well.
We could have a lot of first-time winners tonight.
Yeah, this
as
is
Wobbly sets fastest lap of the race.
Oh, he's got to get a point somewhere, and he can't leave it alone. Chris Dixon, yeah, he's all in a world of his own here. It's his to throw away.
Oh, I'm not actually seeing if there's a white flag or not. I don't have anything in my overlays saying so.
It has to be though.
In fact, we've got 9 seconds left of normal time.
Yeah.
So it could still be one more lap.
Not unless Freddie Van Eekhoven's got a DeLorean.
It started raining again.
It has started raining again.
It's gone to lightly wet.
Yeah.
But it started raining again.
This is awesome. This is probably one of the best races I've seen for the weather impact, I mean.
Carl's still driving on the track with that black flag at the moment, unless
Really?
that's a problem with one of my...
Might be a faux black flag, eh? I've seen those before, where they show on one screen and not on another.
Sam is a second and a half behind Michael Hall at the moment. Might be ready to spoil the 1-2 Pro-Am party we have going on here, but all
there you go,
Frederick
Carl
has
into
to
the
do
pits.
here, all he has to do here, and if Frederick actually passes Carl before he passes the finish line,
he's gonna
then,
get punished.
Yes,
He's gonna pass him. Well done to Freddie.
Finally,
Yeah.
a
Woohoo!
Pro AM winner.
And Michael Hall over the line in second place. If I can
Wow,
find
what a
him
lap
up.
from Sam for that last lap, by the way. 3 seconds quicker.
3 seconds. Holy crap.
Oh, sorry, I misread the 9. 2 seconds
2.
quicker. A 1:57.9.
Good grief.
Wow.
Yeah, that's...
We have witnessed history.
Yeah, we have. I don't remember a Pro-Am driver, anything but a Pro driver, winning since we created those split categories.
Chris
Fantastic.
Dixon gets the win as well for AMS as well in 16th
He did
place.
he? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, still cars racing over the line. Daniel Lewis over. Rene Earhart just finishing his race. We saw what happened to him earlier. Fee and Silas still racing, still properly racing. Silas reeling Fee in, but I don't think there's enough track left. Unless Fee's going to run out of fuel before the end of the race. Nope, Fee over the line ahead of Silas, and those are the last 2 cars over the line.
Great third place for Fiona.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a class 3rd place, class podium.
Yep.
Nice effort.
I'm worn out after that. I don't know about you.
That was really good. That was really good. I really like that. And again, proving that you don't need a 60-car grid in order to get great racing. You just need a load of rain, apparently. So, yeah, wow. This is really cool. I like this. Let's have a look at the finishing order, folks, whilst everybody finishes off their races. So we've got Freddie Van Eekhoven, the first ever Pro-Am driver to take a victory, I think, for Hydro Race Racing Forces. Fantastic, well done to you. Michael Hall, 2nd place, and 2nd in Pro-Am for Result X Pure Sims. Sam Blees over the line in 3rd place to take the Pro victory and the final step of the podium for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing. And then Kasper Smirnov, 2nd in class, 4th on track for Sim Racing School. Jamie Wilson over the line in 3rd in class, 5th on track for Team Chimera. Another great result for him. Stephen Walker, 6th place, 3rd in class for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing. And then Jaden Scotton was 7th for Flatline.
That one.
Yeah, Flatline Race. Tony Walker was 8th for Result Clothing iRacing Team. Ninth was Pete Newman for Result X Pure Sims. Pete Van Gool, Result Clothing, 10th place. Wobbly on a recovery drive after the crash was 11th in the end. That's pretty remarkable given that he's overtaken pretty much the entire field, but only finished third, 3 places up from his start position. Stefan Goebel. Now, this is a bit more remarkable than you think. So he had a terrible first race, if you remember, Jay. He was absolutely last, I think, or a few places off last. He's overtaken 14 cars to get back to 12th place there. I think that's very impressive in the conditions for VTS Esports. And then Christian Kramer's not done much too different, up 5 places to be fair. So nowhere near the amount of places, 9 places, nowhere near the amount of places that Stefan's done, but still a mega recovery drive for 13th for German sim racing. JB DeJ, 14th and up 5 places from his start for BSTV, so great result there. Some stories of victory and some stories of woe in this one, isn't there? Quite distinctive, different stories.
Oh yeah, you could make a whole episode of Drive to Survive just on today, 100%. There was something always going on every single part of the track. It was just heartache, just Pete, I couldn't even give you 3 solid words because there's so many to choose from to describe this race today.
Yep. And Chris Dixon, class win here, 16th place overall. For work guard by result, gets himself a top of the podium finish for AM class. Dietmar Hoos, 17th tonight for Cutting Corny TCR team. Jura Larkinen in 18th for Hydro Race Racing Forces. 19th was Deck Crowther for Blade Designs SRL, ahead of his teammate again, second race running, I think. Yeah, exactly that. Daniel Lewis in 20th and second in class as opposed to first in his first race. For Blade Designs SRL. 21st was Rene's finishing position for Cutting Corny TCR team. Fiona Siddons, 22nd and 3rd in class, as Jay rightly pointed out at the end of the race there. For work guard by result was Silas in 23rd for VTS Esports. Andy Littler 24th for work guard by results. Paul Hurley for Blade Designs SRL in 25th. Carl Hardy finished 26th after that penalty. He got absolutely mullered by that penalty, Jay. That didn't work out at all well for him. He must have taken a huge time penalty after the race. Dale Bennison, 27th. Anthony Hilton, this evening, 28th classified, 11 laps down, and had a bit of a rough ride right at the start. Don't forget we've got to vote for a driver of the meeting, Jay.
Where do we even begin with that?
I don't honestly. I don't even know. That was just, for so many different reasons, one of the best races I've seen. Jaden on the chat says he's just so happy he survived. I'm not surprised he's got that opinion because that was a tough one. He was on 11x for the last 15 minutes, Jay.
Yeah, and just like we guessed as well, or you guessed, forgot about the reverse grid. It's scary, isn't it? He says his heart sank when he realised he was pole. He's done all right though. Seventh place. That's pretty impressive. I like that. He's going to get good points there as well. Look at that from Carl Hardy, twisting and squeezing between those two Hydro Race cars, Racing Forces cars, at the start of that race. Like a glove. I think he'll have wished he'd tried to serve his punishment as, who's that? Dietmar going to the grass to try and avoid. It's probably not a bad tactic actually in the rain, is it? Because on tarmac you can have a lot less grip. I think you could probably have even less in the grass, to
do you
be
reckon?
honest.
Absolutely. I just remember the grass as it used to be, where the grass was faster than the track.
It's pretty much how it is in the rain here.
Oh, okay.
It's just like in real life. I think I'd find it easier to slip on wet grass than wet tarmac.
Right, fair enough.
So hopefully an ice update next for iRacing.
I know, yeah. Do you remember when people used to call it ice racing? That's funny. Right.
Those were the days.
Those really were. We're going to bring in the where's the button? We're going to bring in the star of tonight's second race, and actually both races overall in theory. Freddie van Eekhoven, great evening for you.
Hello, good evening. How are you guys doing?
Oh, I'm brilliant. What about you, Jay? Are you still riding on the
I
wave of the
I'm
excitement?
exhausted.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely
it's
exhausted.
draining. You guys have absolutely given us too much to talk about tonight, Freddie. Um, yeah, I'm used to seeing you in cars with where the wheels do the driving at the other end. How are you getting on with this TCR?
Apparently when it's raining pretty well.
Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it
Uh,
was I feel like I'm still missing the edge of like doing something decent in the dry, like my qualifying has proved it, but in the wet it feels like I'm getting there.
Okay, right. Well, that Elantra's doing all right for you. You had a few shenanigans to avoid at the start. We're just watching one of them now, at the second chicane, and
Yeah.
it's kept it clean. Then got stuck in with Carl Hardy and eventually Jaden, with a bit of Pete Van Gool in there for good measure. Um, Talk us through. Let's talk about your second race. Your first race, you were 14th. That's about where you qualified, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think I qualified 15th, yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about race two because that's that. Forget about race one, right? That didn't happen.
Yeah.
All we're interested in is your victory in race two. So talk us through your race strategy, and all the Code Brown moments that the rain brought to you here at Montreal.
Well, I think the second race already started with the first race actually, with the reverse grid that I was on P2. So that's like a good thing with a bad thing. And then yeah, absolutely botched my start.
Really?
Yeah, I went from P2 to whatever it was behind Demis and Jamie.
P5 in the end. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I had a first row seat with that accident. It was just really close racing in the beginning, and yeah, I can tell you at some point you just don't see anything anymore.
Yeah.
Um, so it was interesting trying to stay out of trouble. Then went to P1 at some point, then overshot a turn, went back, then had a good battle. And then from there on, I got like P1 handed to me at some point, and just try to keep it clean. Don't look at my relative too much, just like do my own thing, and try to figure out the lines because I really like the weather conditions that they changed every single lap. Like
Mm.
not a single break point was the same. Sometimes you wanted to be on the dry line, sometimes you wanted to be on the wet line. It was really cool.
Any questions for Freddie, Jay? Because you've driven loads in the wet, right? And is it quite like that? Is it totally different conditions every lap? Does it
Oh,
feel weird?
absolutely. Like if you think about it, the more the cars use the same line, the drier that specific line gets.
Mm-hmm.
But also, if you're switching from a wet road to a dry road, that could really unstable with the cars sometimes. Plus, with that, you got all the curbs, you got all the paint on the roads, how the rest of the traffic's reacting around you. So, um, Ferry did absolutely amazingly out there. At what point did you think I'm going to win this? I could realistically win this. Would you say it was the point that I will give you a bit of insight? Pete Newman unfortunately managed to get a black flag and went into the pits from first place. And that's when me and Pete got really excited. All of a sudden, we were checking to see how far back Sam was, if Michael was catching up. But when did you finally realize that this could finally be the moment where you'd be first overall taking that checkered flag?
Um, at, there was a point at the beginning of the race where I thought it could happen, but then I indeed saw Pete catching me, and I was like, yeah, he's gonna be in front of me. He has more pace. I just want to keep it clean. And then he had to pit again with the black flag, and yeah, at that moment I really like thought, like, okay, just don't mess this up. There was nobody on my relative. Also, Kenzie was spotting, thankfully. saying that there was nobody catching me fast enough to be a threat. So those last 3 laps were relaxed, but at the same time very stressful.
Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine. Yeah, we were watching Sam towards the end, and Sam did put in an absolutely roasting lap, getting into the 157s at the end. So I'm glad for your sake that he wasn't extracting that sort of pace from the vehicle with about 5, 6 laps to go, because that would have been a little bit of a nervy finish.
Yeah, that would have been nerve-wracking. I don't think I could have held him back then.
Yeah.
So,
Anything else?
yeah. I was going to say, so next time, rain or shine, we will be going to. I've just lost my screen because I'm rubbish. We are going to the Algarve, Portimao, Miguel's backyard. But he's not in this season because he wanted to go and race cars that drive from the wrong end, the ones that you normally drive, Freddie. So, are you familiar with that track? Is it one that is familiar to you? You don't get that much rain in Portugal, do you? I don't know. It's a holiday resort for British people, so probably not.
Maybe they want some rain then.
Well, maybe they need some rain. Yeah, let's give them some rain. Let's get that port flowing. Is it a track you're familiar with?
Not really. But I won't be racing it either next week. I am
Oh.
gonna celebrate my birthday.
What? And you
Oh,
don't want to
happy
race
birthday.
doing that? What?
Yeah,
Why
I
would you
got
do
some
that?
people coming over, so yeah.
They can race too. That's fine.
Maybe I should cancel them now that I want to race.
Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you? You're clearly going to win the entire league now.
Exactly.
Well,
No pressure.
yeah, none at all. None at all. In that case, we'll probably see you at Zandvoort then on April 16th. That'll be the next one for you, as soon as you're being selfish and celebrating a birthday. I'm doing the whole bunny ears thing now. Birthday. But yeah, no, congratulations on making it through another year. I always tap myself on the shoulder whenever I manage to survive for another one because between you and me, I know what I did in the 90s. I'm surprised I'm still here. So yeah, anybody you want to shout out to, Freddie, before we let you go?
Yes, so Kenzie for spotting the whole race. Also previous races, he was there. And then my teammates Demis and Yuka for the tips and tricks and the heads ups. Like it really helps to have some people spotting who are on track as well. And then also Prejmek, he's part of our team.
All right.
He's not racing, but he provides us with the setups.
Oh.
So if our car looks good, then it's definitely his doing.
And he doesn't want to come and join us for racing? Are we too scary for him? What's that about?
I don't know. He doesn't race that much lately, but
Okay.
he's got TCR setup styled.
Right. Okay. Well, if he wants to come and join us, he's more than welcome. The Racing Forces crew are, well established in here now, and very, very welcome to return whenever they wish to. We'll see you probably then at Zandvoort, if that's what I said before.
Yes. See you at the beach.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, see you at the beach in a couple of weeks' time. Freddie van Eekhoven. Cool. Right, that's him gone. Right, next up we will we will bring in our multiple previous champion Sam Blees. He had a great first race, getting a victory over his teammate Wobbly, which is always good in my opinion. In the second race, struggled a little bit to top the charts again, but a great comeback. Talk us through your first race first, Sam Blees.
Hello, guys.
Hola.
Yeah,
Hello.
first race was relatively uneventful. Got him off the line, lost it with a slowdown, got it back with a slowdown, held it till the end.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Textbook stuff. Yeah, that's what you want, isn't it, Jay? Nice gifts from heaven.
Yeah, a bit sketchy as it started getting wet, but it was fine. We got there.
Yeah. And then what stopped you topping the charts in the wet here at Montreal tonight? We heard from Freddie that the changeable conditions were a bit of a challenge. That's not normally a problem for you. You normally just, kind of ignore all that crap and just get on with it.
So it was very, very hard to pass.
Okay.
but I got caught up in Wobbly and Rene's incident. So I ploughed into Rene as he was parked facing the wrong way after the corner. So I had big steering damage, and like my steering wheel was about 30-40 degrees off centre, and I had lots of aero, lost my front bumper and stuff. So I limped around a lap, which cost me, I don't know, 5-6 seconds. And then, put me back in the pack. So I lost a bit more time fighting, like overtaking people I wouldn't need to have done if I'd been able to stay out and pit later. It was the pace was good. The car felt great. Like the last lap, I was 2.5-3 seconds quicker than the two guys in front, so I would have got there with another couple of laps, but I just ran out of time.
Okay.
It was, the car felt good. It felt good in a road, but I just had that instant. It cost me a few seconds and put me back. Well, I was pleased to get back to third, and I was only 6 seconds off Freddie, I think.
You were 6.1. Yeah.
Yeah, and then my last lap was. Oh, hang on, I have it here. My last was a 57.9. Yeah, so I was 2.5 quicker. So, if I hadn't lost that, I think I might have taken it. Although Pete Newman, if he didn't have his penalty, would have won that, I think.
Definitely. Well, I say definitely, highly likely. And Jamie gave you a bit of a run for your money at the end of that second race as well. He didn't make it easy for you to overtake, which is great to see. Probably a bit frustrating for you because you wanted to do another 2.5 second faster lap than the leader.
I mean, it's always good fun racing, Jamie. It's always clean and respectful. We always leave space. I got a lot of time for Jamie. I love racing him, and got past him, and then he came back at me a couple of times. It's good fun. So I can't complain. I'd much rather do that than have people, letting us past. And it's I'm not too fussed about whether it's first, second, third, fifth, 10th, 20th. As long as there's a race, as long as it's good fun, that's all that matters. And it is always good racing with Jamie. So enjoyed that.
No, good stuff. Good stuff. And Jay, did you see any good signs or worrying signs for Sam for this season? It feels like ages since he's lifted the trophy. Stephen Walker's got his hands on 2 lots of my wood, and Miguel's got his fingers all over it now as well. No wood for Sam Blease yet.
It's weird how I've stopped winning since you started handing out your wood as a prize, isn't it?
It almost feels like you don't want to touch my wood.
Well, if you put it like that.
It's like when you go out on a night out and, there's other people there, you don't exactly want to get into a fight, you want to just have a good night, good time while doing it.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, you've missed 1 week, but you've pretty much done so well on the rest of the races that you've taken part in. Do you think that you can keep the consistency going with those top 3s and potentially get your hand on Pete's wood at the end of the season?
I mean, I think I can keep the consistency going when I'm here, but I'm not here next week, and I'm not here in next week's definitely.
Portimao next
then
week.
I might be okay. Oh no, I'm missing another one as well.
Right.
7th of May. So I'll have 3 that I miss.
Yeah, that's going to be difficult for you to win the championship with 3 drop weeks.
Yeah, I'd have thought so. How many come off? Just one?
Just one these days, yeah.
Yeah, no. So no, I'll be around for a good time and not a long time, I guess.
Right, okay, fair enough. Well,
and you'll be pleased to know I have added a paint this time.
Yay! Right, cool.
And I've paid you because I had forgotten to do both of those things.
Oh well, I'm rich. Okay, if only I was, but never mind. But yeah, it's so we're not going to see you at Portimao. We will see you at Zandvoort, is it? Yeah.
I don't know.
Circuit
Yeah,
Zandvoort,
following
I
week
think.
afterwards is Zandvoort. Yes.
Yeah. Right, that's good then. Obviously, no Miguel to defend his backyard at Portimao, but that's his choice.
Yeah, is he not going to do a guest entry?
Well, he can do if he wants to. I mean, I'll leave these things open for the champions and the regulars that have always been there, just in case they want to drop in.
I mean, it's the week before IVRA, and it's the same track, so I imagine he might want some practice with cars around.
Well, he's been on the chat today, so he's heard us. So I'll send him a little note. See if he wants to join us for a cameo.
Cool.
It'd be funny if he did. It's certainly upset Wobbly because Wobbly will be after the points now. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, we'll speak to him in a minute. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Just to you lovely guys for putting on a broadcast for us all to watch, and everyone for being like, I thought it was going to be chaos in the wet, and it was surprisingly incident free, but really, really good fun. Everyone was leaving space. There's a lot of, like, every lap was different. You couldn't just get into a rhythm. You had to be thinking each time, where can I brake, where can I push, where can I get the power, and it was great to see everyone handle that so well. So yeah, really, really enjoyable stuff, and good to be back. Thank you.
Really good. And we've heard that from 2 drivers now, Jay, haven't we? That every lap was different.
Yeah, I think we'll hear it from a couple more as well after that.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. Maybe we need to make rain mandatory. Anyway, in that case,
not run.
yeah, we'll see you in a fortnight as well. Sam, please, everybody.
You will. Cheers, guys. See you soon.
Right.
Seems everyone we bring in for an interview, they're missing next week. So should we just call it there? Or?
Well, maybe. Maybe we don't even need to turn up. Unfortunately, we've got to endure an interview with Wobbly now. Evening, Wobbly.
Hello.
Hello. So, I thought, given the fact that you drove in within a tsunami the other day when I was watching you.
No, I was fine, to be honest. I know you're going to this. I mean, I was fine,
Right.
and I was doing good because I was starting 13th,
Yes,
and I ended up 6th.
you did. Then you didn't.
I was, well, Rene apologized in chat, so I had nothing to say about that because like the thing what happened, and
No,
that's why I actually don't.
It's done. It's done. Yeah, absolutely.
No. Yeah. So I'm not saying anything to Rene. I mean, I think he just made a mistake, and he should have taken the off track or at least to slow down. That's what would have been the sensible thing.
Right.
But that's one thing that annoyed me, and
Was it me blaming you?
It was you two blaming me for it because I was leaving the fucking Discord, and I even already DM'd fucking Jay. Hello,
Yeah.
Jay. I said
Hello.
I said not so. I said well, private things to him or whatever. But it was you two blaming me for it, and it was the same thing on Monza, which was also wasn't my fault. Like the thing was, like that Rene missed the corner is fine, it happens, right? You get annoyed, you get red mist, and then you just drive to the pit and you repair the car and you drive on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
I mean that is the way it is, and it was slippery out there. There's no argument there. But the fact is, there's a car in front of me in 90-degree angle, and I'm just taking the normal line. I was patient. I was already braking early, and then suddenly there's a car there, and he would have hit the wall anyway because he was clipping the curb.
So
that is the only thing I wanted to say.
We did say that. We did say that there was going to be a crash with Rene, whether you were there or not.
If I would have followed his line, I would have also tapped him.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. But I prefer to think.
So
of
that's
it
all I wanted to say. No, you're wrong.
I prefer to think of it that it's your fault.
Well, I just fucking hate you.
You still love me though, right?
No, you can fuck off as well.
Okay, fine.
So,
Fine.
This is situation normal, folks. This is how all our conversations go. If anybody was ever to see mine and Wobbly's WhatsApp message exchange, it's exactly this. Over and
that's
over
because
again.
you keep sending fucking nudes.
And you keep staring at them for hours and hours. I can see how long you're looking at them for.
Yeah, because I'm looking through them through a microscope to see if there's any left.
Oh, dear. So it's yeah. I mean, I have to say, a recovery drive of extraordinary proportions, given the fact that you were nearly last and you've brought it back to 11th. Was the second half of that race more enjoyable?
No, I don't like driving the TCR in the rain
Oh,
because I feel like the force feedback isn't there.
right.
You were right with the Monza Tsunami thing in the Porsche Cup. But there was so much more feedback in the braking, and here the ABS just kicks in, and I already dropped it down a little bit, and I just feel like you can't really feel what the car is gonna do.
Mhm. Yeah.
So yeah, so no, I didn't enjoy it, and I missed like 6 corners, and I at one time I completely missed turn 1, and I did a Jensen button, I think. We just ignored
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
watched that today in preparation.
Really?
Yeah.
Right,
That whole race highlights because it's just such a good Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So good.
it was Jensen Button, right, that he just ignored the first corner and got
Yeah,
back
yeah.
on track.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
And,
so I did that.
and did the iRacing gods absolutely hammer you for cutting across the last chicane in order to get to pit road?
No, nothing.
What? Jay,
No,
can
because
you write a strongly worded letter to iRacing, please?
On
like
it.
I was really patient because I saw a lot of cars coming, and I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
want
we
to
saw
ruin
that,
the
yeah.
other ones. And I thought that I was gonna get at least a penalty of some sorts, but they just let me pit the car in, and it was fine.
Right, okay. That is unbelievable given the fact that you cut huge amounts of that corner off in theory. I know you're already past the point, but for us, we like the rain. We've decided. It's given us a whole new element. It's given Freddie Van Eekhoven a win where maybe in the dry it would have been much less possible, potentially.
Yeah, I was struggling a little bit in the beginning because like it was so wet, and I was driving on low camber, and I think the tires just didn't get up to heat, and then suddenly it got a little bit drier-ish, and then the car suddenly started gripping again. So I think it was just a setup for me that I was struggling in the
I
beginning.
was going to say, why can you do so well in the Porsche and do not so well in the TCR?
No, I think it was the setup. I mean, later in the race, I was doing quicker laps, and I think Sam had the quickest lap because I was overtaking Stefan in the last lap.
Right. Yep.
But I was doing quicker laps than everyone at a certain point. I think the last 10 minutes.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think it was just a setup, and like there was one corner, I think the second chicane or something, where people could get out of the corner pretty well, and I was just sliding up the fronts the whole time. So yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things. But it was fun to drive, I guess. But I hate you, and I hate you, Jay.
And we think it's still your fault. So.
No, you can fuck off then. You're wrong. I mean, there's a recurring theme, right? You're wrong.
Or you are one of those.
And I'll say one last one.
It won't be the last, though, will it? It never is.
Well, the last complaining. The track is honestly horrendous.
Go and speak to Miguel. He chose it for you.
Like the slowdowns are just so stupid.
Oh yeah.
Like sometimes you get a slowdown for 2.5 seconds where you basically a tenth slower through the corner because of you hit the curb, and then sometimes you hit. It's just so dumb.
Have you driven Riskuggen this week?
Yeah.
I haven't driven it, but I actually like that one.
Right. What? Oh dear.
I like Riskuggen. Yeah, it's great, man.
Well,
I mean, you just have to qualify him first and just keep on driving.
Yeah, it's a great hop lapping track, but racing wise, and the slowdowns that don't even give you off tracks are just out of this world.
Well, and that is your fault, man. I just blame you.
Well, we blame you. Anybody you
I
want to
swear to
thank
God.
before we let you go and apologise for the language on the broadcast? But anybody you want to thank
What
before you go?
language? I never curse.
Much.
Much never curse. That's a weird sentence. Well, I don't know. Steven and no, not Steven, because he finished in front of me. No, I'm just kidding. Steven and Sam for being there. Sam and Jamie for listening to me rage in the interview room, as well as Chris Dixon and Fiona were like, "Oh, I'm not getting involved into this." There was a lot more cursing before I ended this chat. So, the other drivers turning up. Rene for ruining my race. Love you, Rene. Hard time. And yeah, me and Sam both for getting the slowdowns and just taking turns in the first race.
Okay.
Oh, not you, because I hate you.
No, we know this. This is a well-established thing.
And if you blame me again, Jay, I'll drive towards your house, and I'll hit you with a baseball bat. Is that fine?
Just agree to it. He doesn't know where you live. Just agree to it. Mollify him. It's fine.
Yes, bet you won't. You won't. No balls.
I mean, you're not part of the family, Jay, so you get this stuff.
I did sign the contract, I suppose.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yes, I'll expect naked pictures from you as well.
Oh, what?
Naked pictures.
Okay.
That's in the contract.
All right. I'm just sending
Full
you
print.
another one now. We shall see you then at
Is that your arse?
No, it's my face.
Oh yeah, we established that you had plastic surgery. Sorry.
We'll see you at Zandvoort this time next week. Wobbly kneecaps.
No, I'm not here next week.
What? Oh, you're not running again.
Because I'm doing important things with my life, not like you cholesterol, everything
Okay,
up.
running round in circles. Okay. We'll see you the week after that then, in whatever track that was that I can't now remember. Wobbly kneecaps, everybody.
Bye, Pete.
Bye. So that's him gone. Right, next. This is normal. This is normal. Don't let it affect your day. It's fine. Welcome to the booth, Jamie Wilson.
Hello, hello.
Hello. So, you've navigated your Audi submarine quite well this evening. Outboard motor working well.
Yeah, it just didn't have a snorkel, so I was holding my breath the whole time.
Right. Okay.
Felt that way anyway.
Yeah. Again, similar to previous weeks, lots and lots of footage. You had battles all the way through. Dietmar, Carl, Tony Walker, Kasper Smirnoff at one point, and then second.
Yeah, I don't discriminate.
No, you really don't. You know everybody's a battle. At the end of the second race, you gave Sam Blees a good load of things to think about because you made it very difficult for him to pass. You seem to have tuned into the Audi really, really well. It's really good to see.
Well, that was a bit of a baptism of water, I suppose, because I don't think I've done a properly wet race in the car, because I think there were a few last season, but I was away for them, so this was in at the deep end, literally, and having to kind of feel my way around, and I just kind of snapped onto something that started working, so I just kept at it.
Right. And sorry, go on.
I was going to say, and also miraculously, nothing to do with the rain, but I qualified reasonably well as well. That's something to write home about, I suppose.
Yeah.
Very rare for me.
Yeah, too right. You know, and very difficult conditions. Apparently very changeable conditions. We heard that from quite a few people.
Yes.
And every lap approached in a brand new way almost. But you managed to avoid all the nonsense that everybody else was getting into. Some of the faster drivers getting in incidents, wobbly, obviously, and slowdowns and pit lane penalties. There was a whole load of stuff handed out, and you managed to keep it clean.
Well, not quite. I did get a couple of slowdowns.
Right, okay. You just covered them well.
And in
then.
the dry as well. Race 1, lap
Oh.
1. God, that was very punitive. That was. It was like 4 second slowdown,
What?
but it felt like about 40.
Is that the third chicane? The fourth chicane, sorry. Third chicane?
Yes.
Yes.
The one under the bridge.
Yeah.
The second one, I think. So, yeah,
Bit
it was
brutal,
just...
that.
I just had a bit of a whoops on the way in, and yeah, it was just because it's the first lap as well. It's just absolutely brutal. So you know, I went down to I don't know 12th or something from 4th, 5th or something, whatever I was at the time, or up near that region anyway. And then had to fight my way back, and then at the end when it started raining at the end of race 1, that was exciting, I tell you. Because that very quickly went from this is fine, psychological rain, to oh dear, I'm just dying everywhere. And it was the same thing. It was just a whoops, hello, slight slide, not much in it at all. I think I was unsighted behind another car as well. And this combination of two things got me to slow down right at the end of the race, and I was kicking myself about it until I got to the line.
No, I mean it's been a pleasure watching you race. I don't know what that does to your championship. Jay, I mean, have you got any questions for Jamie? He finished in 11th in the first race, and a miraculous, in theory, 5th in the second. People were going backwards past him and forwards past him in equal measure because he finished where he started.
Yeah, I was just listening to all that. Absolutely amazed when you said that this is your first proper rain race, and you go and pull off a top 5 overall, and it's just every week you're surprising us with pulling more and more out of that Audi machine to the point that
Yeah, I'm
people are going to
squeezing
start
it.
buying. Yeah, some people
Me
are going to
sitting in
end
it
up buying.
squeezes it enough.
People are going to be buying the Audi just based on your performances at this rate.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't know
hope
if
so,
you
yeah.
need to get in touch with iRacing for a bit of commission on that one, but no, it's some absolutely fantastic driving from yourself, and like I say, especially in the Audi as well, it just makes you wonder if you could be any faster in any other car, or if you're just going to end up sticking with the Audi until the
Yeah,
rest of your TCR career.
I don't. Yeah, I've been there, done that with pretty much all the others. The one that I haven't revisited since the BOP was crap years ago was the Honda, which is, in a braking sense, brakes a bit like this car, and that's been the biggest problem I had with the Elantra and the Veloster, was just getting the brakes right because it's a bit weird. But yeah, and it wasn't my first wet race generally. It was just my first wet race in TCR, I think.
Okay.
I've done a few, as Pete will remember. I've done a few Clio races. But that was a long time ago now, wasn't it?
It was,
18
yeah.
months ago now. So, yeah, it's been a while, and just getting up to speed with it in this car was a bit of a baptism of fire, as I say, because it's front-wheel drive in the wet is a bit weird to start with, and then add to that bizarro gearbox in the Audi as well, and the fact that it really doesn't like any curbs. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jay was
I've
saying
all of those
noticed
things
that.
together, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's...
Absolutely allergic to them things.
Well, we go to I've forgotten where we're going.
Portimao.
Portimao, yes, next time.
Chicane layout.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know what
that'd
that
be fun.
means. I don't know what that means.
It means that
I'm guessing
everyone
the
will drive out the
chicanes.
pits. At the beginning of practice, everyone will drive around the pits and get a black flag and not understand why.
Really, is that confusing? Is it?
And people that are not quite concentrating will do that in the race as well.
Right. Okay. That'll be
Can you imagine
interesting.
it rains next week?
Oh,
In sunny Portugal.
For the right amount of money, I can guarantee it.
Yeah, it's a bit like Jerez. It rains like once every 6 years or something. If it's
Yeah.
a leap year or whatever,
Yeah.
it might sprinkle a bit.
Yeah, totally. Well, we're going to look forward to that. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, shout out to Simon, who actually was an active crew chief on this one and giving me an update on the weather radar and all that. Not that it really made much difference, but yeah, he managed my fuel and stuff, because a lot of my VR overlays and stuff I can't run when it's raining because of the frame rate hit. So
Really? Is
I was
that
just
bad?
relying. Yeah,
Wow.
it's just on my setup. It's just right on the fringe of being all right. So if I toggle it off, it just means I can't see my fuel or any. I don't have like a relative even or anything like that. I just have to make do with nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Simon was like setting my fuel and saying, don't pit now, pit in a bit, that sort of thing. So yeah, shout out to him for actually being helpful. Who knew it was possible? And yeah, no, shout out to the bunch of people I was racing. Obviously, there was a lot of benefit the doubt going on in that second race, as there should have been. So at least from around me, obviously that's not true everywhere, but yeah, no, it was all good stuff. There was a bit of argy-bargy and that kind of thing, but none of it taken in the wrong way. So yeah, and of course yourselves for giving up your time to do the broadcast and everything.
No, absolutely. It's our pleasure. And we will look forward to seeing you this time next week. In absolutely pouring conditions at Portimao, because that's normal. It's going to be an exciting one, I think. Jamie Wilson, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Cool. Right, let's bring in another class winner tonight. Chris Dixon. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody.
Evening. First race you ended up with, I've just lost it completely, so you're going to have to tell me, because I've got to scroll now through about an hour's worth of footage. Oh, there it is. Hang on a minute. Oh, no, that's
21st.
Right, yeah, it was a bit of a rough one, the first one.
No, it wasn't too bad. I
Okay.
had some good battles.
I know you came second, didn't you? Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. 21st is pretty good. And with some pro-am drivers behind you for good scalpage. Silas chased you for a while. Paul Hurley chased you for a while. Daniel Lewis was off at the races for a lot of the first one. Not the case in the second.
It wasn't so much off in the first one. He got away, and then two of I think it was Derek and JB, where he got in front of them, and then he got about 6 seconds on me, and it stayed at about that. I couldn't get back to him. But yeah, the first race I enjoyed. Had some good battles with quite a few people. And then when the rain came at the end, it was like, nice. But yeah, I was quite well looking forward to the second race. So, but it was jump in the pits and the quick setup change. 'Cause we were originally on -4 wing. That ain't no good in the wet.
No.
So, but yeah, quick setup change and
So you changed it to 82 wing, did you?
yeah, full.
Yeah, absolutely. Jay, for someone like Chris getting a class victory here, do you think that rain is influencing that a lot, or do you think that Chris has just done a really good job here at Montreal?
Rain can make or break the race, and Chris showed tonight that it definitely made his. We've been seeing Daniel for the last couple of weeks just absolutely dominating the race, every race that he's been in. So it's nice to see somebody else take the fight to him, be consistent, be confident, as you have been, Chris, and walk away with the win tonight. So really nicely done on that, mate. That was really good, solid driving out there.
Yeah, thank you. I was over the moon with it. Dan was in front of us for a couple of laps, and we were all battling. And then he made a little mistake, and that was it. Once I got in front, I just tried to hold it. And when I come out the pits, I left it at the last minute. Was on fumes, and I knew he dived in the lap before me. When I come out, I think it was 4.6 seconds when I come out the pit lane.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
A good solid gap.
Yeah, and then I opened that out to about 7.5 seconds by the end, so I was pretty pleased with that. Yeah, it was good.
No, very nice.
Just nice to actually have a battle with him and him not be off in the distance. So
Yeah.
Just proves it's probably right him being where he is. And if I can battle with him for the rest of the season, might be able to claw my way back up there. So
I should think that's a possibility. I mean, you are steadily becoming more mature in the car, season on season. You had one bad race week this season, didn't you?
Yeah.
Was that last week? I can't remember.
No,
week
I
before.
hit it.
Week before.
Yeah, it was the endurance. I hit the wall and I ended up losing a few laps because I'd already used my fast repair, and it was like, I think it was about 6 minutes of repair.
Right.
So I lost a few laps there, but other than that, I mean, in the wet, I love the wet, and like when we were at Donington, do well in the wet there.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it just makes you concentrate a little bit more, I think, doesn't it? And you're
eyes on
easier on the throttle.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, so we go to Zandvoort next week. I know you've raced there before because we've been there with you. I can't remember which layout it is.
It's the Portimao chicane
it's
next week,
Portimao, it's Zandvoort the week after.
Zandvoort after that
It's a
one.
good job you're here, Jay. It really is. You fill in so well, like Alan did, bailing me out of my own disasters.
Isn't this the one with the queer where you can get a black flag and don't understand why you've got it?
Yes, that's already been mentioned by Mr. Wilson.
Has it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't understand it yet. I'm gonna do some laps myself just so I do understand it because that sounds fascinating. But yeah.
Vaguely remember it.
Right. Okay. Well, it should be an interesting one. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Obviously yourselves as always for putting the show on, and all the drivers for showing up. And although it was slippy tonight, it was good, clean racing. I mean, there was a few incidents, but in that weather, there was bound to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the drivers then, and obviously everyone who watches.
Awesome. In that case, we'll look forward to seeing you at Portimao because now I know that's where we're going. This time next week. Chris Dixon, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Right then, and last but never ever least is Fiona Siddons. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. So lovely and rainy here at here in Montreal. I think you could call that seasonal.
Right.
Got steadily worse until it got a little bit better, and then it downpoured again. First race was a bit more troublesome than the second. You had a few incidents in that first race, didn't you?
Yeah. I want one of them champions banners because I'm about to ball the champion, so I must be a champion.
Yeah. That was one that we watched, wasn't it, Jay? We saw that right
Yes.
at the start. Yeah.
Very
But
unfortunate.
I was
Yeah.
bouncing that curb every lap, and it used to push you, so you're just about brushing the wall with your wing mirror.
Yeah, I think that's
And
called
on that
accurate. Yeah.
On that particular lap, as soon as it hit the curb, it just threw the car right.
Okay. Right. Okay. You do have to be very, very careful because it can be very unpredictable. And I think Jay was telling me that the Audi and the Honda do take the curbs a lot better than the two Hyundais. But yeah, even then, the Hondas are going to get caught out every so often. And then race 2, much better fortunes. Was that just because you got used to the track and the conditions by that point, or was there more to it than that?
I think there's more to it than that because the conditions was that much different. You can't compare the two races at all. The first 2 or 3 laps, it was like driving on ice.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we've heard that from drivers previously when it's been raining.
Couple of times turned into that final chicane before the hairpin, and I've got Marvin's awesome iRacing 4-speed back thing.
Okay.
I thought the car goes, so instead of trying to turn in, I just let the steering go and straight across the grass to save the car.
Yeah. We saw a few people doing that at various different places as well. It's sometimes it's better to take the slowdown than ruin your entire race, isn't it? And go spearing off into a wall somewhere. So no, good judgment on those particular calls.
I was happy to say I got P3 in class in that second one anyway.
Yeah, and Workguard.
Brilliant result.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
Absolutely. And Workguard have done all right tonight. Yourself and Chris have got a few podiums, if you take my point there, out of the races. The rain obviously does level up somewhat. I mean, ultimately, if it's a struggle to drive the car in the dry, then you're going to struggle even further in the wet. But I think it does narrow the field of I don't know, overall lap time. I just think that the faster guys can't go as fast as they normally would, but you developing drivers can stay close to your lap times a little bit better. And I think Jay had it before when he said you just concentrate a lot harder, and it brings the track to you more than you to it. I think you've done really well. I think between you and Chris for the Workguard team, you've done spectacularly well. I'm sure Sir Alan is out there banging his Workguard drum just like you do when you go to the ice hockey. It's really heartwarming and reassuring to see all the result teams showing up, and you guys doing such a good job in the AM class Workguard car.
It was a shame for Andy in that second race. There was that much spray because his eyes aren't brilliant.
Yeah.
He couldn't see where he was going properly. So down the back straight, he said, "I'm holding you up." He said, "I'll pull over on the straight and let you go."
Yeah, I mean, that's fair, isn't it? He loves his driving, and yes, he's got an issue with his eyesight. He doesn't do well in the dark either, does he? And it was quite dark tonight, even on the broadcast.
It was, yeah. A strange thing about tonight as well, when with it raining, you was following cars, instead of having white spray coming up like you can see on the screen at the minute, it looked like it was throwing black spray up.
All right. Okay.
And it was weird. You couldn't see a thing through it.
Oh, that's different.
Did you have any lighting issues at Monza on week 1 with shaders?
I didn't know.
No.
No, when I first came in, it was real dark for about 5 seconds, and it cleared up.
Okay.
That's interesting. Something to keep an eye on for sure. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go and celebrate your podium finish in race 2?
Yeah, you guys for putting the stream on, everybody who does all the hard work in the background so we can race on a Wednesday night, and everybody who took part. It was nice, clean racing considering the conditions we had, so well done to everybody.
Well, very well said. And we look forward to seeing you at Portimao this time next week. Fiona Siddons, everybody.
Yeah, good night, everybody.
Good night.
So, Jay, that being the end of the interviews and the end of a drama-ridden pair of races here at Montreal, it'll be interesting to see how Stephen has got on at the top of the charts, given the fact that he didn't finish as high as some of the other drivers. Wobbly's done all right in the second race, pretty good in the first race. And then the other classes, it's been a jumble sale really on points, hasn't it? I think that, if you were to try and predict it, you'd be casting bones onto the table and seeing what the bones told you. You can't calculate this one really, can you?
Yeah, it's like I said at the beginning, the Pro-Am Championship is going to literally go to the wire. It's going to be a different order every single week, and it has been so far as well. It's nice to see somebody else picking up an AM win. I still think the ball is very firmly in Daniel's court on that one. As for the pros, I didn't realize Sam was going to be missing so many weeks. But I think with his consistency, depending on what happens with the other two drivers, or other three, sorry, we've seen so many people unlucky tonight that there's nothing to say that luck couldn't spread to some of the others during the season and perhaps keep the title battle a little bit interesting into the final weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. And great to see Freddie on the top of the podium there in the second race. We've got to choose a driver of the meeting. I really liked what Jaden Scotton brought to the racing tonight. Clearly a very fast driver, and seemed to settle in quite nicely this time in what can only be described as horrific conditions. Freddie got himself a podium, he got himself a race win, an overall win, which shouldn't be ignored. And Michael Hall did so fantastically well to finish behind him, 5.5 seconds behind. Looking down the standings, Jamie Wilson's done a solid job again. I can't vote for him for 3 weeks in a row. People will start, spreading rumours. That wouldn't be good. Wobbly did all right, but he thought I was wrong, even though I know I'm right. So he's not getting a vote. Not from me, anyway. And then looking further down, Chris Dixon, a class victory in AM class. That's solid. Halfway up the field as well. We had 28 cars in the field, and he finished 16th. That's pretty solid work from Chris Dixon in that second race, through the thick and pouring rain. My vote is going to go Freddie's way. I think he kept his cool when he could have lost his bottle. I've seen him race before in GT3 cars, in our leagues, and he's always such a nice guy to interview. A bit like you, when you come off the track, you've got great things, great informative, educational things to say. He's similar in his own way, and he's done really well tonight. So my vote is going to go Freddie Van Eekhoven, and I think that's not going to be the last we see of him doing all these sorts of wonderful things. What about yourself? Where are you going to lay your flag this evening?
There was a lot of names you mentioned, which any other day would have been an absolute cert to get the vote, but I think I'm going to actually go exactly where you have as well. Tonight was a historic night where we saw the first Pro-Am had won the main race of BSTV TCR, so I couldn't think of really anybody else who would get it tonight. I'm going to go with Freddie for mine as well. So a double win. In fact, three different wins for Freddie tonight then.
Yeah, absolutely.
One each for our hearts and one each of the main race.
Yeah. It's great to see, this being possible. Seeing a Pro-Am driver best in all the pros. Granted, the weather conditions have played a part of it, and it just goes to show how realistic iRacing have made this weather that they've brought to the service. It really has been a proper emulation and simulation of real life conditions. I love it. I think they've done such a good job with it. I might not have been saying it in Wobbly's Porsche race that he was in the other day, where you could literally see nothing at all. It was the worst rain. It was one of those ones where you think, in real life, they wouldn't be racing. It was a red flag situation. But it's iRacing, so everybody went racing. So we'll bring this broadcast to a close. Thanks to everybody that watched and contributed on the chat. The chat was alive tonight. It was really good. Thanks to all the racers. Thanks to the rain, because that's been a massive contributing factor to my levels of enjoyment. Thanks to the damage model for not having people destroy their cars over small little rubs and knocks. It all shows the evolution of this service, and it's all very, very good. And thanks to you, Jay, for joining me in the booth again. It's brilliant having you in here. You kept me honest, clean, and accurate when I could have been well off on another tangent, which is my normal go-to, which is to talk about nonsense and things that aren't actually happening or the wrong people. And in this case, it was the wrong tracks that we're going to next week. But yeah,
Happens so.
Me more than most. But yeah, thank you for your time and your commitment to doing this. It is very much appreciated, and you've heard not just by me but by all of the community. So thank you again. You've filled in very, very well where Alan has left off. I'll shut up now, and I'll hand you over to Jay for his parting words. And we'll see you next week, folks. So stay safe. See you next week.
And thank you to everyone who has been watching tonight. If you haven't already, put a thumbs up on the YouTube stream, subscribe, check out the website and the Discord as well. Get yourself involved in the championship, where we go from Canada, which was wetter than an otter's pocket, all the way over to next week for the trials and tribulations of a sunny Portugal. 2 different types of racing, could be 2 different sets of results, but one thing's for certain, on Wednesday nights, you shouldn't be anywhere else.